And it is here, our second day of the European PMCO Spring Split 2020 semi-finals is right on your doorstep, and ready to kick off the action was our very first game, which will be on Erangel in just a few short minutes. My name is Maxman, and I'll be joined once again with my friend and yours, Cormac Imperium. How's it going?
Hell yeah, Maxman, it's good. After a nice tidbit of day one yesterday with the games, I'm excited to kind of really kick things off, get four more games under our belt, different maps, groups A and B. This is the action that I've been waiting for in the semi-finals.
I just can't wait to jump into it. Group A and B, two insanely stacked. I mean, every single group is stacked in the semi-finals of like European PMCO, of course.
True.
But Group A and B are specifically stacked. And before we do jump into the teams, you know the points of what happened yesterday. If you did miss the action, go check the VOD if you haven't, by the way. We'll be checking out today's schedule, which is very peculiar, as this is going to be our very first day in the entirety of PMCO where we actually get to play every single map in one setting. Erangel, followed up with Sanhok, then Miramar, then Vikendi. A lot of variety, which will be forcing a few of these teams and players in their last, things. I forgot the word there for a second.
In last things?
In
Okay.
their last resorts. There you go.
Yeah, 4 different maps going to be played today. Adds a variety, spice to life. It also is going to test the versatility of some of these teams and how they can pull out positive performances despite what map it is. And of course, we will see, and we have seen some teams be stronger on some maps than others, but it is nice to kind of to see how the teams will perform in these games. And especially leading on from yesterday. Yesterday, we had every team play 2 games, and some teams did exceptionally well for the 2 games that they did play. And that's great, but can you follow it up with 2 more great results? Can you add on to that, or will you fall flat on your face in today instead of 4 games?
I think that's what most of these teams are going to try and do. Continue on this ball that they launched yesterday. For those that did a really good performance, and those that struggled a little bit, hopefully will have a way better game today. But anyways, talking about the teams that did really well yesterday, let's go check out the tippity top of the mountain in the current standings of the very first section of the semi-finals. Cream Esports. Yesterday we had a little bit of an issue apparently on the standings, so it has been rectified. So basically Cream Esports are a lot more insane than what we thought. They got 23 kills in 2 games. That's a grand total of 63 points. 2 single games, Imperium? That is huge.
That's 25 points ahead of second place, which is Red Reserve. Nothing to be sniffed at, Red Reserve being in second, but that's essentially a chicken dinner, and it speaks for itself because Cream got 2 chicken dinners, 2 of them through the games that they played, got the chicken dinner in the palm of their hands. But the teams that I'm really okay, we've always like low-key rated them, but I don't think we expected OVN to be in 3rd place. I don't think we really did. I know it's only 2 games, but man, they put on some banger of matches yesterday. 24 placement points, 11 kill points. Not the highest, but far to be sniffed at.
I think that what helped out the most OVN was their amount of discipline that came out from their gameplay. And I said it, they added a little bit of their, they sprinkled up their gameplay of Vikendi and Sanhok on their 2 Erangel games of yesterday. And that was absolutely spot on, exactly what they needed. So OVN already in 3rd position. It's just a first day. They only got 2 games up their sleeve. You're going to have a lot more at the end of the semi-final. So still, they're not out of the woods just yet. But it is the kind of head start that could allow you to further down the line get qualified for the European finals.
Exactly. That's why they're the team that I was kind of alluding to in terms of great 2 games yesterday. But can they follow up, you know, with kind of 2 more fantastic games? Another team which I'd like to quickly highlight is Elevate in 5th place. Not the strongest 2 games, but that first game in Military Base, they were
that was huge.
Popping off. Positioning was fantastic. The way they rotated into Military Base was not like exactly exceptional, but it was clean, it was crisp, and it put them in a strong position when it came to the end circles of the game.
They played their positioning pretty good after they actually held on to it, so I'm really happy with the position of Elevate. You know, they woke up compared to what we saw on the group stage, and I hope that they're just going to keep that ball rolling as long as they possibly can. Right now, I'm going to propose that we go and take a little quick snippet of the lower section of the standings. Imperium next. Not the performance of a lifetime, surprisingly enough, despite being in the tippity top of the mountain during the group stage here, even though they got 11 kill points, which is really good, knowing they only got 2 positioning points, but that is definitely not the start I think the next we're expecting.
No, definitely not. But I said towards the end of yesterday's broadcast, don't rest on next. Don't line them at all. Like those 11 kill points that will matter down the line, and they will get the placing points that they need. I'm very confident of that. They will follow suit. They will get those. But those 11 kill points, like we saw in the group stage, they got 2 more kill points. And they got 2 more points in total, which kept them in first place overall in standings. And those 11 kill points will count at the end of the day. Another team who looked noticeably more aggressive and similar to next was Accelerate Esports, getting 10 kill points, but with only 2 placement points. That has fallen down on the standings.
Yeah, then you see the other teams a little bit lower down. Every team at the end of the semifinals that will be under 16th position will be out, unfortunately, of this split. So hopefully the teams after that very first day are going to be able to do a lot of VOD review, you know, try and analyze the enemy teams, try and see how they play, specifically the semifinals. Will be really interesting. But Imperium, now I just thought about it yesterday, the 2 teams that we said are going to do pretty good today is actually, you said Accelerate, I said OVN, and both teams, they did really good and way better than what we expected. I say we're professional casters, just saying.
Saying, hey, look, you know what? We both called it. What can I say? We're dynamic duo, you know. No, but especially for OVN, like we have mentioned it throughout the whole group stage. It's just nice to see them kind of lifting up and also improving on the group stage with those results. Like I said, it was only 2 games, and that's something that we've really got to factor in. It was only 2 games yesterday. It can be easy to kind of get a burst, 2 strong results in 2 games in one day and kind of leave it at that. But mentality, you know, kind of motivation, momentum plays a big part. And if they fall flat on their faces in the first game, will OVN be able to bounce back like we've seen from other teams in the past?
I definitely do hope so. They show their potential now. It's just about that consistency that we keep on saying is key. And for a team like OVN, they've been showing a lot of consistency throughout their games during the group stage. So hopefully they'll be able to pull that through also in the semifinals and not fall in front of the pressure. We're going to take a little quick snippet also of the groups in case you guys did not see yesterday's broadcast. You didn't see the very first 3 games of the semifinals. But here you go. Very stacked lobbies, as I did say. Today is going to be Group A versus Group B. We're playing every single map. And knowing that Imperium, they're having Group A versus Group B, and with every map at play, is there maybe some teams you're like, these ones can maybe do extremely well?
Honestly, I'm not really... outside of Cream, I'm not going to mention anybody specifically because I feel like these 24 teams deserve to be all, within reason, featured as heavily as each other. And I'm kind of, this is the day where I'm a little bit kind of, I'm going to let the teams do the talking, so to speak, in terms of relaxed. Let's see how they perform because, you know, they still got more games ahead. They still kind of, after today's games, Group A and Group B, will still have 4 more games after. And I just want to give this day for these teams to kind of settle themselves, see what they can do, and their results will speak for themselves.
Yeah. I'm seeing the lobby right now in game. Seems like we have no empty slots, so that means no 3-member teams, which is always a good thing in my books because you saw, unfortunately, a few times having teams spawning in on the islands with only 3 members, and that is definitely a really big loss straight off the bat. So here we do seem to have a full lobby, so I'm pretty stoked with that. And one thing I just realized, we're not going to have the Yasnai Polyana rivalry anymore of Team Warlords versus Czech Yakuza. That made me way more sadder than I thought it would. Damn.
And you know what? You could say that rivalry has actually benefited Warlords. Where are they overall in standings? 7th place. Yeah, they've only got 3 kill points, but with 17 placement points over 2 games, that's a nice, very nice start for Warlords in the semi-finals.
I think they were able to get so many kills at the start on Yakuza, and Yakuza like, okay, we're giving up on Yasnai Polyana now. We're getting the hell out of here. So we won't see Midoriya, even though I'm a big fan of My Hero Academia, so very unfortunate for them. But now we have the lobby that normally should be starting pretty soon, and it's going to be, of course, game number 1 on Erangel. Erangel games that so far 2 games went over to Cream, so they already did a back-to-back win, right? Can they do the back-to-back win? I want to see that because they've been absolutely insane, like way better than a group stage on those 2 games. Like they've been good in a group stage, of course, but like this was a completely different level of Cream that I did not expect to see it on the first day of semi-finals.
What makes Cream, part of what makes Cream so strong is that, and there's nothing wrong with having a team where one individual player stands out. Like for example, with Red Reserve, it would be noticeably Ked. With other teams, it would be certain players. Like with Terror, you could say it's probably Broccoli.
Yeah.
You know, but what's so dangerous about Cream is that every single player is dangerous. Every single player picks themselves up. I really believe, like, as in that second game they won, Calamos went out not super early, but like early enough. Honestly, I didn't fear him going out. Like, as in when he went out, I wasn't thinking, oh wait, Cream are going to be weaker, because they've had games in the group stage where they've only had one player left. That one player has carried them into the final 5, final 4 teams and gotten a couple of kills along the way. So really, every single member of Cream is undeniably dangerous in this game.
Oh, definitely. I think that's a very good point. I think even Marley, like you talked about, like having one member left alone. Like Marley, when he's alone, he just stomps and he like secured a bunch of second positions during the group stage. So definitely keep an eye out for them. If you see them in the kill feed, just get the hell out of that compound. I don't know where you are, but you want to go the complete opposite direction. AS mother flipping P.
Yeah, that's
there you go. Guys, I give you a tip. If you're
like,
watching, if you're playing and you see them, just get out and try and face them late game. Don't face them early game, because you know it's not going to go well most of the time. We don't even see them play that aggressively early game because they understand that early game is passive, then it slowly ramps up, and they're not a team that gets overly aggressive, but late game, when they go aggressive, they do it well and hard.
Yeah, if they find an opportunity, and if they see an opportunity kind of in front of their eyes, they'll play it and they'll take it and they'll take advantage of it. But otherwise, yeah, they're very much about the late game strategy, the late game position. Like we saw them in the Erangel game, they got real nicely by the airfield, prone down, stayed relatively quiet, and they punished teams rotating late. Yeah, that was I would say a special game in more ways than one, where so many teams left it far too late to rotate into the circle. But at the end of the day, Cream got the position, they took advantage of it, and they got the chicken dinner because of it.
Just checking out also with the production crew right now, we do seem to have a little bit of an issue with some players that haven't launched their anti-cheat system, so we'll wait a little bit longer for that to happen. Our apologies for the delay. It is fine, it is fine. Who could it be? MZ. What? Poor MZ.
Oh, on a side note, I did find out actually a player from the Real Deal is actually from Westmeath in Ireland. Now, you wouldn't know the place, but I wouldn't hold it against them, to be honest. You know, like I was having a laugh with him in the PMCO EU chat, and I was saying to him, I'm surprised he gets good enough internet to even play PUBG Mobile on. But yeah, he's from Westmeath. It's who's it again? It's
not Bujo.
Hackshot. No, Hackshot.
I was like, it's not Bujo for sure.
Yeah, I had no idea he was from Ireland, or you know, and that's actually really cool. Again, you know, being Irish, it is cool to see that representation in PMCO at this level.
Okay, you got Hackshot, you got Reeves, like who else? You got a bunch of like different, I believe, Irish people. You got a lot of French people actually. You got MZ. You got Jesus. The French community is very present in PUBG Mobile, and I didn't think it would be that present. They got classed. You got classed. Like who else do you need?
Oh, wow.
Represent.
Okay. Yeah, but you know what? Like, no, I want to make a terrible joke, but I won't.
Don't, okay? Me and Oro will take very big offense at it, okay?
That's true.
We'll not accept it.
Sorry.
Nah, it's fine.
You'll chase me with your big baguette.
Yeah. Okay, oh Jesus. Okay, Imperium. That went this desk section went from 0 to 100 real damn fast. But okay. Don't touch your sexy beard, Imperium. Don't do that, okay? Trying to no, I don't like it. Okay. Oh Jesus. Anyway,
getting into the game. Another team that I kind of want to quickly mention, and now they're not playing today, would be MVP Gaming. 17 points from yesterday's games, and the reason why I highlight them is and it's a little bit similar with We Are Vietnamese and OVN, and hell, even AK-47. These teams getting a better start in the semi-finals than in the group stage, and that makes me think in a positive way. Wait, if these guys do better, have started off better in the semi-finals, and they do as good in the end of semi-finals as they did in the end of group stage, could we see them really kind of fight against these teams come the finals, come obviously hopefully the regional finals?
I mean, those are a few of the teams that have some really big potential, and I want to see try and step it up. I'm going to talk real quick about 1-5 because I want to try and focus on this game. Well, it's normally getting loaded up really soon. Our apologies once again for the delay. The Primorsk fights. Like, Primorsk has been a point of contestment, like, so often on our games on Erangel. Here we're going to have Lobby A and Lobby B. They're going to be facing up against each other. We're going to have here, of course, REXPECT and... where's the other team that likes to go around the area? I can't see them on my... where are they? I missed them.
LAKONOSTRA, We Are Vietnamese.
I saw them for a split second. We Are Vietnamese. There you go. We Are Vietnamese and REXPECT. We Are Vietnamese showed a lot more respect. They dropped there early normally, and REXPECT are there too. But actually, I saw the We Are Vietnamese played a lot more focus on the late game, and that's been actually working out pretty good for them because we saw that on yesterday's broadcast. They got way better positioning. So the fact that they just leave a compound early is really good. I think that they should even change their drop-in location. If you're not going to stay in Primorsk for a long period of time, don't drop there and try and find a different drop-in location. That's what I would personally recommend to We Are Vietnamese, because I don't think it serves them any extra purpose to go there, to leave it instantly after, right?
Especially, and actually I believe in yesterday's game when We Are Vietnamese and REXPECT both landed in Primorsk, as far as I know, it was REXPECT that left earlier than We Are Vietnamese. They kind of disengaged away. And what we could see is a team could easily go to Ferry Pier, because MVP normally go there, but they're not playing today. So that is a nice open area if the playing trajectory is, obviously if it's within Primorsk, there's a high chance it's going to be within Ferry Pier. So one of those teams could easily just drop in Ferry Pier, stay safe, avoid any kind of contact with Primorsk, of course rotate into the circle.
That's a few of the strats you can do on that, like, you know, river, southern river kind of section. So it's a really interesting point of contention also because it does ease your rotation through to Military Island. If you do happen to have a Military Island finish, which we did have the very first game yesterday, if you did not see that, that was like the most perfect phase 1 circle shift on Military Island you could ask for. So a lot of teams rotated way too late. So that's one thing, right? Too many teams rotated way too late. We even saw that kind of happen on game 2, a lot less. But I'm expecting today, if you have such a hard shift, and especially we've got like maps like Miramar, Vikendi, where hard shifts are going to mess you up if you don't rotate early, you have to try and rotate a lot faster. And I think this is what I'm expecting from these teams, to be a lot quicker on their rotations, because that messed up so many teams. In the first 10 minutes, we lost like, what was it, 10, 15 minutes, we lost 4 to 5 teams?
Yeah, it was about that, and it was just under silly circumstances, to be honest. Under very silly circumstances. And fairness, you could say by game 3 it had heavily improved. However, at the start of game 3, we saw a very familiar southwest circle with Gaka in the middle, and these teams, I would love to actually look back and do kind of, you know, a statistical kind of idea of where phase 1 circles have been, and I would put money on it that Southwest has been the most favorite phase 1 circle for these EU teams. So therefore the team should have been obviously far more prepared for that kind of circle.
We could do just like the name is Toby, right? We do like a little YouTube channel and just review every single rotation and I just cut it down. Those segments are great.
I'm not as good as Toby.
I know. Toby is absolutely insane. If you guys want to get, you know, just a little bit more knowledgeable on how to position, how to rotate on the world of PUBG Mobile and PUBG PC, both alike, recommend to go check out The Name is Toby on YouTube. He's absolutely insane in just breaking down rotations and what team think during those periods of time. So yeah, The Name is Toby, YouTube, go check it out. You'll come out of there a lot smarter than I am.
Yeah, no, it's true, and hell, I would even recommend, and I've talked to players who've done this, in fairness, and I know Sanhok from Red Reserve has played a lot of PUBG PC, if I'm not mistaken, and yeah, you can 100% learn a lot more from watching competitive PUBG PC than generally watching PUBG Mobile competitive. Nothing against PUBG Mobile competitive at all, but there is a level of difference in how the teams do play, strategize, rotate within PUBG PC, because as a competitive title, it's a lot more. It's a little bit older and it's more developed from that point of view.
He's also like PUBG PC's got so many changes coming to it. For example, nades got nerfed. Circle shifts take a 1 minute extra to shift actually. So if that gets added, that will completely turn around the meta in a sense of PUBG Mobile, because right now grenades are absolutely insane, and if they get nerfed just like the PC counterpart, we'll have a big few changes on the current situation of PUBG Mobile Esports.
Yeah, but I don't think nades are broken in PUBG Mobile at the moment. Not only because of the way that, of course, the interface when you throw them, they can kind of mess up on you a little bit easier, in my opinion. So it does require a higher level of accuracy. Therefore, the damage, in my opinion, is actually very balanced on grenades in PUBG Mobile. So when you do get that Kobe, it is going to matter, and it should be a deserving result of a fantastically placed grenade in PUBG Mobile. It's a little bit harder to do it, but when you do it, like I said, that payoff should be extreme. Ked being the example of a very excellently well-placed grenade thrower.
Oh, MZ too. MZ is insane on those nades every once in a while. Like on their quarry positioning, they just naded through just so many Kobe's coming out from that one specific player. So really hype. Also, I'm checking out, I'm talking in the Discord chat with the players, and like all the French players said like, hey, beautiful Max. I'm like, thank you guys, that means a lot. And if you're French in the chat, hey, how's it going? But while we're waiting,
is this in the EU spam?
Yeah, we got like an EU spam. I was just talking with the players a little bit, seeing how things were going. But yeah, I don't know. Apparently, we really do have an issue. Not sure what's currently happening for this one, so our apologies once again. Not much we can really do against it. Don't know if it's player fault or if we have an issue on the production side, but we'll get into the game when we can, so don't you worry about it. We'll just keep on cracking some horrible dad jokes while we wait, and also maybe talk about a few things. We were talking about nades, actually. One thing that people at home might not think about is that nades can also not be used only for offensive positioning and also doing damage, but also can be used to silence out the enemy team. If you put a nade into a building, they will actually not be able to hear footsteps for a few seconds after.
Yeah, exactly. And that's something that, when used right, it can make an exponential difference to a team fight. So it's not exactly placed to get the knock, it's placed to essentially disrupt or hide the footsteps for that engagement. By the way, oh yeah, actually, on a side note, this is a random thing. This is going a little bit off topic, but not really. When I was playing games with AIM from GSMC last night after the PMCO, we were kind of spitballing as you do, and we were playing in Sanhok, and we were talking about, I love the Vector as a gun. And I whatever way it went, and he loves the Vector too. He's like, I'll run double Vector in PMCO tomorrow. And I said, will you? And he said, yeah. And say, okay, 100%, you run double Vector. And if you get 5 kills, I don't know what I said, but I said, but if you get 5 kills, I'll do something. But so AIM from GSMC is 110% gonna run double Vector.
Double Vector, like today? Or like during semi-finals?
Today.
Today. Oh.
Today. I believe in Sanhok. I don't know if it's going to be every map, but he is going to run double Vector. One with a 4 or 6x and the other with a red dot.
One sniper Vector and one melee Vector. He's got 2 Vector. Okay.
Hell yeah, man. Because there's like basically no recoil on the Vector. Like there's basically no recoil. So and it is a pretty kick gas gun, like with a suppressor as well. It's dangerous.
After sad, I'm not a fan of the Vector, but you know what? That's just me being a little bit of a boomer in that sense. What? You know, if you don't like the Vector, apparently you're a boomer. That's what Imperium said. Like, I don't know. I didn't say it. It's him. Okay. But yeah.
Well, like, you prefer the Uzi, don't you?
I prefer, dude. Uzi, since you can get the red dot on it, is such a bonkers weapon. I love it.
And honestly, I would agree with you overall, like as in, you know, from a, so to speak, from a competitive play. But I do think Vector provides a little bit more scope for a mid-range situation, whereas Uzi is a little bit one-dimensional in terms of yeah, of course, we see players spray the hell from a distance with an Uzi, and it's possible. But I do think Vector provides a little bit more potential than an Uzi for that mid-range engagement.
I mean, I'm still going to stick to my Uzi because I freaking love it. I'm an absolute Uzi fanboy. But I just got the information from the production crew. We'll be jumping in game in 1 to 2 minutes, so do stay tuned. It's fine. You're not going to have to see our faces for way too long. We'll be finally getting our very first game of day 2 of the European PMCO Spring Split 2020 semi-finals game, and it's going to be, of course, on Erangel once again if you guys just joined in and a little bit late on the intro, but that's fine. The intro's been going on for like 20-25 minutes, so you haven't missed really too much, just a few dad jokes, getting crap left, right, and center, which is usually what we do anytime.
Pretty much. It's what we do best. Actually, one thing is I wonder if this delay is going to have an effect on some of the players, right? Because practicing, psyching yourself up. I talk about how competitive is all about the mentality. It's all about kind of getting yourself in the right mindset. When you're waiting, what's been literally 25 minutes, you can overthink things. You're kind of sitting in a room. Now, in fairness, like we've seen in the chat, like players are having a laugh, and I like that relaxation type of thing. And that is great to see. But I wonder if that will have a negative effect, if the kind of whole impatience, I want to get into, if that's going to kind of maybe make some players play a little bit more erratically, you know, not as kind of calculated, and we could see some mistakes in this game one.
I mean, you see, like, you have some voices in your head all the time, a little bit of pressure, but like when you don't have anything happening for 25 minutes, like the voices start to get louder and louder, and like, okay, this is actually PMCO semi-finals, $5 million US cash prize, this is actually a really big impact. So hopefully it won't have too much of an influence on the player, but you know, I wouldn't hold it against them if it does indeed happen. But I just heard, yeah, everything is now fixed and set up. We're waiting for normally one player to join back in, and we should be normally because I don't know, getting our very first game. Once again, it should be A-okay. God damn it. Longest intro. This is the longest filler section we had to ever do, I think.
It's not far off. Like I've done filler sections, and I don't mind doing filler sections, but this is a little bit. And I'm excited to get into the game, Max. Like I said I was going to be relaxed, but now I'm kind of going.
Just give us a game. Give us.
Let's just jump right into it, you know. So yeah, I'm excited, and I want to see these players kick off. I want to see where this circle is going to go, what teams are going to clash together, if any, early on, what kind of rotations we are going to see come out from these teams.
Well, I'm hoping is to not see GSMC try and fight back versus next in Gatka. That's hopefully what's going to be happening, but we are now loading in game. We're finally loading in game. Don't you dare move. We're finally getting in game. You waited 30 minutes, and you're sure not going to miss this very first game. Going to be, of course, once again on Erangel and Imperium. We're finally going to be kicking off day 2 of the semi-finals, and only one team will be taking his first chicken dinner. Can't wait to see if we're going to have the back-to-back win of Cream Esports.
Back-to-back win from Cream Esports. On a side note, when I was talking to him also, on that first game, he said that is basically he couldn't jump out of the plane. There's a slight little hiccup where he couldn't actually exit the plane. And I kind of said to him, you know, why didn't you like just avoid the fight? Why didn't you just disengage? And he's like, well, Twist is the IGL, and he essentially looked for backup. And I respect them, listen to the IGL, but I would then turn around and say that was a bad mistake by the IGL. If you have a plan and there's a hitch up for whatever reason at the very start, just back off. And they didn't. It went against them.
Yeah, that was one of the few mistakes we saw happen. It was like, well, that should not really happen at this stage. But hopefully they'll be able to learn from that and get some better performances here on day 2. And a mummy, polar bears, a bunch of players coming around and finally joining back. We've got a lobby of 64 players. No teams lacking anybody. And we're finally going to be dropping up. I hope that we'll be having a really hard circle shifts for these teams, because just to make up for that little bit of a delay, I want to see these players put into a pretty tricky situation early on.
You want to make them sweat, don't you, Max?
Yes.
Because they're toxic.
Yeah, you know what? I'll take that. Yeah, I'm toxic. I want to see these players suffer.
Jesus Christ. I want them to suffer the wrath of the circles.
I want the circle to go military base, then shift back up north and back south again.
Jesus Christ. No, honestly, I want to see a stall bar finish. I really want to see
yeah.
a stall bar finish. I would love to see a stall bar finish. I think that area is really unique. It's underrated as well as a fight area for multiple teams. You've got some real nice kind of uphill areas in the center of stall bar, and I just love that region.
Talking about Stallbar, we're going to be right above it with this plane path. Going to go straight from the northern side down to the south, over to military base. So, of course, that means that good old fancy Hate Gaming will be happy about this. But this is one of the better plane paths we had actually yesterday. All the plane paths were actually, they were pretty bad.
They weren't the best. OVM will be able to land in Severny for this one. Nice, easy peasy lemon squeezy for them. Next, we'll be able to make their way, as per usual, around the Gaka region. And that second game that GSMC played, they still landed near next, but they did avoid them. And I think we might see something similar today, because most likely the circle will be in the southwest area, and it would be an ideal location for them to start on and then play safe from there.
Oh, we see a few more drops coming out. Of course, REXPECT are going to drop at the very end to go towards the area of Ferry Pit / Primorsk. I believe we've got another squad right behind them, but Hate Gaming, of course, that's going to be military base under their very own control. But a lot of teams shifting in the direction of Milta Power. Hopefully not too much action. PedjaDBoys like to go for Milta. Oh, that's a very good circle for most of these teams, but very, very hard shift on phase one.
It's an actual East circle, Max. It's an East.
Is this the first one?
Circle. I think it's one of the first actual Eastern circles we've seen, and it favors a lot of teams that like to land on the east side, elevate onto Milta Power, cream around the farm location. You also have Warlords who are in Yasnai. This is going to be a very good game.
We even saw some teams during the group stage, like, normally drop on the east, but like they started giving up, like, oh, it's always going to go to the west, so we're going to change our dropping location to the west just to make up for that. But now, with the eastern circle shift and teams going back to their respective drop-in locations, this should be off to a pretty nice early game stage, but we'll definitely shift things up a little bit more as we go further into this very first game.
I'm curious. Kalamos, were top killers trying to pull off a GSMC and catch out one or two members of Cream Esports? I think they were. It hasn't happened. Kalamos disengaged away from that very quickly, and I gotta give him credit for that.
Yeah. Well, respect. I mean, respect. I don't think that was respect. I think that was just mostly fear. He had no weapon to fight versus top killer, so he's just gonna get out. I mean, what he's gonna go with? His fist? No, definitely not. He's gonna go back over to the compound where Marley's currently located, get himself some juicy loot, and also this compound is pretty hard to breach because you have those walls you can easily abuse in third-person perspective.
So next I've actually landed in Pichinki, and they have not
That's a first.
Gone towards the Gaka region. I think part of that might be because of the circle, but I don't believe they knew where the circle was before they dropped. You do have GSMC landing around Ferry Pier, which is a good spot for phase one, and REXPECT are a little bit to the kind of northwest, not quite in Primorsk, but in the Quarry region.
AZS with the UMP. Don't say if you're weird. Oh my god, you're weird. Point proven. But yeah, thrown a little bit on the outskirt of Rozhok on the west. Hopefully won't have too much. But I like where Boris is currently positioned. Gets the high ground position of Rozhok under control. And just for information to give it over to your team, that could be really valuable later on down the line.
I've got a question for you, Max.
Yeah.
When you know the America is also known as USA.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Why is it? Oh, as you do see, XR knocked down by Reese. Why is it called USA?
United States. America.
No.
Mm-hmm.
But when you look at, because there's a dot in between every single word.
I didn't write it was a dot.
Yeah. Does an have a dot in between every single letter? No.
You already talked about this last broadcast. You're getting senile, Imperium, I think.
No. Just I'm gonna hammer it home. Thank you very much.
I'm gonna hammer it down too. If you say you're weird. There you go. Point proven.
But I'm right.
But I'm right. Okay, no, this is going to go way too far. We won't be able... We'll do a 1v1 later on. If you guys want to say that, please tag us on Twitter. But, Hunter can go straight towards KZS. Got to be very careful, but this is not looking good. Alicia is knocked away. Now at least Hunter's got the information. He's trying to jump back, but unfortunately that car's been so slow. Might get shot away by KZS or Venetsu. He does make it a little bit further away. Hopefully he will be able to make it out alive. They hit a few nice juicy shots, but not quite able to connect that shutdown, but they get Alicio taken out.
Yeah, Throne do need all the points that they can get. Currently lying in 19th place with only 11 points, 4 of them coming from kills. So do make that 5, at least at the start of this game in total. As they do add to a good start, landing in Roshawk. Nicely inside the circle, they have vehicles. And then the rest of LAKONOSTRA will just disengage away from that.
After a very, passive start, only lost 2 players early on, which is definitely a lot better than what we saw yesterday. But one thing I'm actually interested about is that when we check out the mini-map, if we see it pretty soon, Magic did not drop in Southern George Pole. And known to Terra Esport or known the lobby, I thought that would have been like a straight-up easy drop for them to take over and get all the loot of Southern George Pole. But they shifted it up and went a little bit closer to Severny. So I'd like to know the strategy behind that and why they changed that split, known that they're not facing versus Group C, sorry.
They went to Severny, you mean Zarky?
No, they went towards the area of Severny, like they split drop.
Okay.
That like Masters towards Zaki, but the other ones went towards shooting range.
I think the reason why they did it is simply because of that circle. I believe they would have if the circle had gone west, because they wouldn't have been able to land in George on that plane trajectory. So by the time they kind of dropped from their plane, went near any vehicles, that phase 1 circle would have been seen. Therefore, why go there? But then again, if you go there, you're kind of having it on your own. You're able to loot up, but you are further away from the circle. So the trade-off, I think it was worthwhile them just kind of being closer to the circle.
I think it's better to just commit to a job and just rotate a little bit faster. But that spray, this is why I love the red dot on the user Imperium. Wolves absolutely stomping this player, Pekko of Cream. And unfortunately, his team is not there. They're surrounded by not 1 squad, but actually 2. So they're going to try and make it out, while Cream, they're going to try and join up. But I think that res might be a little bit hard to pull off right now. At least the entry point in the compound will be pretty hard. And they're going to try and just get to the building to flush it out.
Or will the Cream teammates come in, and will they be able to get the save? I don't think they will, but they might be able to punish his hate or driving right by. It's Mad Max.
They get shot from the back. Got to be a little bit careful there. Calimos Wolves is on the building. Oh my god. I thought that actually connected for a split second. The spray coming on through. Calimos put extremely low, but not quite able to fall to his knees. He's got to couple up those knees. I think a little bit too early. Maybe I'm talking too soon. I am not too sure. But unfortunately, Wolves did not go for the flush on that one member he knocked away earlier, which is a lost opportunity. But Reeves will be getting knocked away by PedjaDBoy Mamula. And now Cream in a little bit of a tricky situation.
This is nice from PedjaDBoy.
Yeah.
A much needed set of kills if they can get them, but it could go all against them because they're going up against the number 1 team. They've got to make it count.
That was a little bit unfortunate. He's going to try and go for the res. That's going to be on Pekko. He knows that he don't have too much time. Wolves, are you going to allow them to res back up? Well, the 2 other members of PedjaDBoys, they should be here ages ago. They do not have a car, unfortunately. Wolves don't do it. They had time to res back up. You don't have the man advantage, and you also got Mamula knocked away. Wait for the cavalry to join before engaging. But Ares and Herbs, they got a great position to take this fight from.
Couple of grenades from the remaining members of PedjaDBoys could really put the pain as Marley gets put down to low health. Great positioning by Wolves.
He jumped down. Wolves is going to try and be a little bit unpredictable. Can he get the shot with Uzi on the lowest section? Yes, he can. He can't flush it out just yet. But there you go. That's a 1-4-2 trade-off. And he is actually pretty safe behind that wall. Now PedjaDBoys got to march on forward. This is a 3v2. This is your fight to take.
Oh, Marley knows. Marley knows. Goes for the shot. But he's going to get shot in another direction as he goes down. Only Calimos left standing. Is this going to be an early bath? Yes, it is. The leaders get taken out in 16th place.
Oh my god, PedjaDBoys, a little bit messy at the very start, but they made it work out. Cream, the team that got a back-to-back chicken dinner on Erangel, will be dethroned on his first game of day 2, so we'll be seeing you guys later on Sanhok. But looking back on this phase 2 circle shift, that went once again very focused on east. A lot of coastal line still at play, Imperium.
There's a lot of coastal line in play. There is about 20% water, so a little bit of landmass taken away, although the majority of the teams are already inside the circle. PedjaDBoys will have a nice entry up the northeast easterly direction. Hell, they might even want to go to Milton Power, but they might be thinking Elevate might be there because that's where they normally like to land. Otherwise, throwing Hura down southwest, we'll just play it safe.
Playing it safe would be good. If you can get the coastal line under action too, just have to focus on 180 degree of land, so that'll be pretty valuable. LAKONOSTRA, they're going to go in that global direction as of yet, but not too many shots of next will be coming out. While thrown next to prison, but 2 squads are there. That's going to be Hate Gaming and We Are Vietnamese. We Are Vietnamese, I gotta say it, they rotated so early now, and I love what they're doing in these games today and yesterday.
I don't like the fact that the Real Deal or one member of the Real Deal is inside prison. That is dangerous to be there, even at this stage of the game. Is low in health. Yeah. Oh, sorry. We are Vietnamese. My apologies. My apologies. My apologies.
They're all together in the same compound lower, but there you go. Hate Gaming. They're going to have an out. Going war versus G-Space. But G-Space, you know, they can't afford another bad performance. Yesterday was a little bit harsh for them. MZ is going to get knocked away by Psycho with the M4. Maybe want to try and flush this one through if you can. Kush will die out as he dies to the hand of Navi of Hate Gaming. That's going to be their very first point in this game, I do believe. Well, G-Space got a great position. They got high ground, they got rocks, and they got all the utility that they need to take this fight. Hate Gaming, retreat if they can, but I don't think they'll be allowed to do so.
However, look at the Real Deal. They could third-party G-Space as Twist IGL takes out MZ.
MZ, sad to see you go so early. Namad, not sure if he can make it out. I like where Twist is going here, but Namad is going to try and retreat. They know they have no chance of taking this fight home. So he's going to get the hell out of there, leave Navi behind. Maybe this is trying to pull off a nice little sneaky engage from the back. While Twist is getting shot at from a distance, but extremely low, but will not get knocked away.
Yeah, as I said, the third party for the Real Deal.
Oh, I knew it. He's going to do something. Oh, no, he doesn't go for it just yet. Really taking his time while they're getting shot at. That smoke has been just enough precious time, but does he have a card to move away from? I don't think so.
He doesn't. He's still inside the smoke. But will smoke have dispersed in time for G-Space to spot him? The Real Deal providing a little bit of cover for Navi. As G-Space do their best to kind of stay prone by the rock as Boring gets knocked down.
Yeah, that's going to be one down for AK-47. We're going to see Phase 3 show up in just a matter of seconds. If he goes over to the west, that might be actually really good, but a lot of teams going to have to reposition. But oh, here it is. Back to Yasnai Pollyanna. That's actually way harder shift than I expected.
It's a much harder shift up north than I definitely expected. What is risky is that the fields of Yasnai to the south and the north are kind of out of bounds. So that takes away that land area where you might see a team go into small compounds that are near there, but it's still a huge amount of area that teams will want to avoid rotating in.
What I want to see is teams try and hold the compounds. The few compounds in Yasnaya fields, that would be great. They're very hard to breach. You've got a lot of visibility and map awareness. So the teams that get there first, I say, have a really good shot at potentially taking a chicken dinner. It is hard to rotate away from them, but you got one that's looking pretty central. Well, REXPECT, they're going to go for the rotation. Magic going to try and take a few shots, but unfortunately they wait too fast for them. But they're getting shot from the backside too. And that's going to be team number 18, LAKONOSTRA, getting involved.
Honestly, really bad place to stop for Magic. You don't stop so much in the open without having any kind of clear dip covering all sides as Hunter from LAKONOSTRA tries to spray to get the shots off.
You have to say that was a pretty good spray. Unfortunately, did not connect. Oh, here it is. Elevate class got the information, takes a few shots, I believe, with the AK. Well, OVN, oh my god, Victor's doing some work with that AK. And trying to do some work also while Class gets a shot also on the DP. This is going to absolute mayhem during these rotations. PedjaDBoys, they lost one member. There was Mamula earlier versus Cream. They're going to try and find a nice edge of circle position wide. Does lose one wheel. Get the hell out. You better go by foot. This is not going to work out for you.
Oh, no. It's very risky. He's going to have to throw out of smoke and then go over the hill to a safer position. Nice stuff from all members of Elevate, catching out players on the rotation. Although, in saying that, Max, that is going to hurt their own potential, spot to rotate, as in they now have to commit to that southwest position. So as much as it's great for this kind of phase 3, I fear that might go against them in any way if the next phase does not stay in their compound.
Well, they're just potentially playing a lot more passive early, and I think that this area is going to be actually pretty generous in terms of like future rotations, and I think hopefully it'll be not too hard of a rotation for them.
Yeah.
We'll keep an eye out for it while PedjaDBoy is getting back together. Pretty split. I mean, we did have one member again almost locked down in the open. So we'll check that one out. But phase 3 about to close up. Where might it go? I'm not too sure. While thrown in the eyesight of Elevate, Zuku's getting out his trusty M24. Seeing if he can get that first initial knockdown.
Yeah, like I get why Elevator's saying there. I'm just saying it is definitely quite risky. Because now with all the teams shifting up towards the northerly area of that phase 3 circle shift, it hurts their potential of finding a spot should the phase 4 shift. But it's gone down south. All the teams up between the northwest and north and the northeast are gonna be hurt and are gonna find it definitely a lot harder to rotate. All the while next and GSMC sitting pretty inside the circle.
Not many compounds to play from Imperium, so know that all the teams are going to have to rotate. They know they have to get their hands on these positions ASAP, or otherwise their future rotation might get denied. And it's the real deal. Elevate getting pretty close to each other. Poker's pretty far from the back where it is. And now going war between the real deal and Elevate will be coming on through. The real deal going to lose Daddy. Hackshot put extremely low. But hopefully we'll be able to make it a little bit further. While Poker's from the backside, maybe not too expected from the opposing side. Daddy and Hackshot not looking in the best of positions. And the rest of the real deal, they just got the hell out of there.
Plus, you've got to be careful of the fact that next are on top of the compound near the hill. Now Pocus gets a shot, the Hackshot. That's going to be the Irishman from the real deal. Knocked down. Ireland is not looking good in the members of the real deal.
That engage from Will just destroying them with his own car. He's going to get the knockdown on Daddy. Going to flush out Hackshot. I mean, yes, every single point counts up to 4 right now. And Pocus and Will, they're going to try and do their very best to spray coming out from Buja from the building. This building is in compound, so they got a great position to hold on to for this phase 4. Well, now it's going to be back over to Top Killers. Top Killers really struggling down to only Nini. Pupex will get flushed out and throwing. They got the information, and there you have it. Top Killers eliminated in 15th position.
Top Killers, they are not good on Erangel, and they're going to follow suit by being taken down in 15th place. 14 teams, 40 players. This shift is really hurting some of these teams. We're losing player after player.
Oh, that's a 3-man car rotation for Magic. Oh, that might come and bite you back right where I think it will. But so many teams now have to play edge of circle because the compounds have now at this point in time already been taken over. So you can't play dead center, because that means also when you have a compound in play, the flat zones are not playable anymore.
And this is the type of circle where knowing every crevice, every dip of the map plays wonders for your rotation of thrown. Go right into the palm of the hands of AK-47.
Oh, AK-47, they did not expect the team to be located currently there, so they're just going to be continuing their path, hoping to find another area to call home. I think Dexter's even the last member, if I'm not mistaken, of AK-47, so big F for them. Popping a lot of utility early on. I would say keep on to it. You got a little bit of a dip to work with, and the utility is going to be so worthwhile in phase 5 to 6.
Yeah, of course. Dexter should generally be pretty safe for now. I can't deny what Throne can do. Will they be the thorn in his side and take down AK-47 early on? We did lose another team. I'm not sure exactly who it was that we did lose. But now, Magic being hurt from all angles.
And now thrown on the edge of the precipice. If it shifts away from them, they're going to get a little bit downhill. And you know that so many teams are not going to let that happen, especially team number 12 and team number 14. Those are going to be GSMC and Magic. It is KZDexter trying to get a little bit closer to Dexter. A little bit tricky. You got to be careful. But I don't even think he has the information that Dexter is currently located there. Got to be a little bit careful. Awesome utility will get chucked in that global direction, but a little bit short on the range.
We now did lose another team. That is the real deal, and REXPECT, who have gone out early on in this circle, has shifted
They're
back.
so hard.
That's 3 hard shifts in a row, and honestly, I feel sorry for these teams. That's the kind of circle shifts where, you know, you can't prepare for that other than knowing as much about the map as possible. You really cannot prepare. That's 3 hard shifts in different directions for bouncing like a pinball machine.
Very lucky, though, for Hate Gaming, as Neymar is the last member of their team. So he can just hold on to the very side and let all the teams kill themselves as they try and find themselves a better position. WAVietnamese in Mansion, seeing if they can potentially pull off a res on Mike, and that will indeed be happening. LAKONOSTRA, though, they are going to try and gatekeep them away because they are the closest to the circle, and you know that unfortunately we have Vietnamese that have to go right through them.
They do. Will they be able to get the revive? All the while, Elevate could be punishing LAKONOSTRA.
On Simpson kill. Actually, no, we have two members of Hate Gaming. I just saw that. They were just hiding each other out. So still two. That's going to be Navi and Namad. We have Vietnamese, unfortunately, losing Mike once more. Great shots with the DP. Will get stolen away from Next, actually. Oh, they're not giving that one away to LAKONOSTRA.
And now Backfire is also going to be knocked down by a member of Next. Next just punishing teams. They're inside the circle. And then you have GSMC getting the work done on the kill feed.
Every single small dip or terrain bit would come into play grandly for some of these squads. That nade, that was pretty damn close to Pocus. Doesn't quite make it. The second might be a bullseye. Let's keep an eye out for it. I'm definitely interested to see if Pocus does die to that one. It seems pretty damn good. It does connect a little bit of tick damage, but Pocus doesn't get knocked away, while LAKONOSTRA trying to rotate to that rock, but definitely struggling to do so.
And then we did see Pocus being knocked down by Hunter. Pocus being hurt from all angles. Had to try and deal with the grenade coming out from Hate Gaming, but in the end, it was a member of LAKONOSTRA that got the knockdown. He's nowhere near his teammate Will, so he might bleed out. Is it worth Will going for the revive? It is not. Will needs to just resist the temptation. As Hunter is going to look to throw a grenade. That's going to be the end of Elevate in 9th place.
They definitely had a hard position. They were dead center. So many teams had an angle on them. So there you have it, the end of their story. We're going to be losing. Also, PedjaDBoy's Wolves drops to his doom, and I believe that's going to be them eliminated in 8th position. So many squads struggling, and this is why you want to keep and hold on to your smokes for so long, because this is only the smokes are helping out OVN surviving this encounter.
True, and look at GSMC. They've got really nice split. One team is Twist, the IGL, kind of on his own, giving a bit of communication to the rest of the team, giving a little bit of vision, and now as a circle does center up. We've got no team really inside the circle. Next on the north side, just on the edge of it, and now they'll look to rotate with those vehicles to find a much closer position just inside the circle.
You have one nice position to play with, a little bit high ground to a few trees in their global vicinity, so they can play around that a lot more, but south, east, and west is going to go absolutely down here from here on out. D-Space are still two members. I love this 2-2 split. Could work out insanely well. But OVN really close to each other. One nade from Twist. That could team squad wipe out the entirety of OVN.
Nice by Topson on the Savage from GSMC. Gets taken out just like that. Boom, boom, bullet after bullet. Nice positional play from the members of Next.
Oh my god! OVN, Topson, they're doing so much work. I mean, Topson, I already saw him do a 1v4 clutch, so of course I'm not really too surprised. Twist, if he has a nade, I'm really hoping he has a nade, but he's got scouted out by Topson. I don't think he'll be able to get it. This is the time of the game where unfortunately you might have to get rid of your backpack just to not get scouted out so easily.
And all the while, OVN are just kind of sitting back going, wait. We stay in the middle, they'll take each other out. As a GSMC are definitely under a lot of hurt all the while. Magic and Hate, the other two teams on the east side, getting a little bit closer, but yet to really engage. And then LAKONOSTRA is also around the same east side region of the circle.
And there's still one team in the southern side that's going to be actually nigh of Magic. At least not too many teams around there, so maybe some snake action could save his skin for a little while longer. Hate Gaming got the res on top of Navi. That was very hard to pull off, but the smokes bored him just enough time to do so. While G-Space, they are put under absolute hell by some of these squads. But at least they still hold on strong as much as they can.
Max, I told you, don't count Next out. I told you they bounce back. They're in the top 5. They're on 9 kills. They're dominating, although in saying that, Victor does get knocked down on the harp. I have noticed that Next have used very little utility. They've really gone the last 3-4 minutes without having to kind of spray the area around them with smokes. Now, with that knockdown, they might have to start utilizing that utility to their advantage.
I mean, it didn't have to because they had the high ground, right? So that just bought them a lot of time, and the team that has utility still in their back pocket at a later stage will have a better opportunity of taking a win, while unfortunately OVN will be losing one. LAKONOSTRA and Hate Gaming clashing. Hate Gaming really struggling to keep their, two members alive. Well, no, LAKONOSTRA keeping all their members alive all the time. Circle Shift actually in favor of Hate Gaming and LAKONOSTRA, while Hunter gets flushed away by Na'Vi with the Mini 14. But the smoke, or can he get the spray under the car? This could be huge. He's trying to predict, but unfortunately not going to do anything and might have given his position away, while Na'Vi is going to try and fight back.
He's going to be able to prone down. He has a smoke to his advantage. Now, Red X, pinched by all the members of Magic and... Sorry, not Magic, should I say Hate and Next.
Definitely a struggle, but now Next, they had the better position. Now, they got one of the worst. They got to go downhill with so many teams having an angle on you, but they held onto that utility, which could buy them enough time. They've got 5 more seconds. I think that the res on Harb will be very hard for them to pull off. Might want to try and give it up, but if it does pay off, having 4 members is going to be super valuable on the long run. And that one nade from Slobos on Red X, trying to confirm that frag might be there, and that looks pretty good.
Nah. In the words of Next, never gonna give you up, never gonna let you down. They're gonna do themselves to keep each other as a full squad. As Slobos pushes forward, nice knockdown by him, giving his team information, ideas of where the other players are around this phase 7.
Harb able to make it through. That was definitely a little bit of a close one, but that's fine. But now, because they still held onto that utility, they are able to do one of the hardest rotations, making it downhill while still 4 teams have a direct line of sight on them, and it's just avoiding them getting detected. While Hate Gaming still up to 2. Neymar and Na'Vi trying their best. They don't have to move just yet, but Magic, they'll be losing their last member, I do believe, and that's going to be them eliminated in 5th position.
4 teams left, 9 players. The Snakes are wild in this first Erangel game of the day. We saw an easterly phase 1 circle. It's ended near Mansion. This is what I absolutely love. As you see, day 2 of the semi-finals being kicked off right in front of our eyes. Will Next be able to bounce back after a disappointing game 1? Like I said, they're currently on around 10 kills already into the top 4. Still a full squad. The only team with a full squad.
And that will be definitely really valuable. But in the Battle of Snakes, you're never too sure what could happen. But that nade of Harb is going to be paying dividends as they eliminate OVNEsport in 4th position. Hate Gaming trying to make it forward a little bit. Unfortunately, Neymar will be stumbling upon a few bullets, so he's going to be knocked away. A res at this stage, unfortunately, does not seem like a valuable option. And I think that they don't have any more smokes anymore. They use so many to pull off so many reses. And they do indeed confirm it. Neymar is going to be blown up to pieces by Victor.
You know what, OVN? Staying in for the long haul, not the highest amount of kills, but you make that 5, you make that a 2nd place finish. You look at where they are in the overall standings, and god damn it, are they really sending a message to the teams around them?
As once again, some utility. They still have utility right now. They've been using it for the past 2 minutes. Oh my god, they held on to so many. I think they maybe predicted a little bit how the circle would shift. Now it's going to be a battle of snakes. Not going to have too much happening, of course. Things will be slowing down. Well, next, have a little bit of high ground. I think he might have seen Victor. Every single pixel out of place is going to be absolutely lasered, but there you have it. Hub's going to be the first. Handy's going to be following suit. Oh my god. What a great engagement from Frost on OVNEsport.
It's going to be 2 members of Next knockdown just like that. Nice. Groza work coming out, and Slobo, that was a risky movement, a risky reposition as Victor on the M4 confirms a kill on the top. So what was looking so good for Next less than a minute ago has suddenly gone against them. Frost will be the sacrificial lamb, providing information as Victor goes down. So now we're down to 2 teams. We're down to a 1v2. Navy against 2 members of Next.
Oh my god, how is this one going to be working out? Now the next play of already Next, what they have to do, heal up Harb, then spread as much as you can, and when you can, just get up and laser him down. That's going to be your best way to make this one actually work out. The spray's going to come out, he hits the hit marker, that means he localized him, and they're going to flush him out instantaneously. Hate Gaming, they're going to take 2nd position, but Next, this is the Next I know and love of the group stage, and they are back, and not only back with just a chicken dinner, they dominated that game. Look at the kill count.
They are back with a bang, baby. I said it at the start of the production. Don't count them out. I said it during the game. Don't count them out. I said they were in the top 5. Do not count them out. And they've proved me right by getting a juicy chicken dinner. But like I said, OVNEsport, Maxi, just they just don't stop looking solid. They don't look super dangerous, but they're like kind of a rash that won't go away, but in a good way for themselves.
I mean, have you ever seen an animal in Imperium that you knew for sure was not going to bite? That is OVN. That is exactly OVN, and they are here to just get chunks and chunks out of you. And I gotta say, I knew that Victor was doing good that game. He got 5 kills alone on that Lendin because he's been so good at just peeking out and just staying prone and getting the information, seeing one pixel out of place, lasering it, getting 1, getting 2 kills. Victor was, I gotta say, one of the MVPs was Topson. Topson and Victor together were the 2 outstanding players in this game for me, at least.
Come on, yeah, but look at Navi.
Oh, Navi
5
too.
kills for Hate.
Okay, the 3. The 3
with kills. Pretty good performance from Hate Gaming as well. Like I said, they had a decent start yesterday. They followed up with the 2nd place. We saw in the group stages they did drop off towards the end of group stage. I hope that doesn't happen to them in the semi-finals. Then you look at LAKONOSTRA in 4th place, just really getting a good result. One that LAKONOSTRA and Maya is really badly needed. They were 18th in the overall standings before this game 1.
I'm so happy this was like our first game of day 2 of the semi-finals. Definitely one match that I was expecting a few teams to show up, and like next they definitely did that. And that might put them like, in what position were they before this game? They were in like the bottom of the top section.
They were in like 13th.
They're in 13th. This is going to get them back in top 5, I'm pretty sure. With
13 points, so you make that 20. That's going to put them like in 2nd place.
Yeah.
Overall in standings, but in fairness, they have already played more, either 2nd or 3rd, but they've already played more games than Red Reserve. So it's a bit excused, but like I said, at the end of the day, it's them bouncing back with a bang.
Oh, so happy. You're going to see a few teams, unfortunately, having somewhat of a bad performance. Going to have, of course, AK-47 in 11th position. No, WAVietnamese 12th, despite having a better position. I'm rotating way early, which I do enjoy from their playstyle. Unfortunately, not coming out to too much of a big amount of success this time. Was only 1 kill picked up by Why So Easy as you go on down a little bit further. And last position, that was Cream. The biggest upset of today's game.
Yeah, only 1 kill. Came out from the Irish god himself, Rees, but... yeah, but you know what? You can kind of say they can afford to have a bad game, because when you're looking at 12-10 game series, look, nobody's perfect. We're all human. We're all going to have bad results. So I would say these teams in the group stage can afford to have 2 bad results. And I would say in the semifinals, they can afford to have 2 like really bad results. And that was one of Cream's really bad results. If that's their only really bad result, then look, that's cool. I gotta give credit to PedjaDBoy taking them out. It was a great first initial knock by Wolves. You can say they were a little bit passive, but they knew they had to wait. Wolves had to wait for the rest of his teammates to come in, and they closed it out.
Still, like, PedjaDBoy, I think, had a good initiative. It was a little bit slow, a little bit wonky of how they put that one together, but if they do that just a little bit faster pace and stick together a lot more, which is what PedjaDBoy struggled to do in the past, I'm sure they can, play versus the best, which they did do. They toppled down a team such as Cream. That is definitely not something you should not brag about. Definitely do brag about it. I would brag about it if I were you. But there you go. That's our first game taken over by Next back in service. And they're ready to serve the sauce once again. 3 more games coming your way. Game number 2 is going to be on Sanhok. Myself and Imperium will be going for a very short break. We'll be back very soon with hopefully not too much of a downtown for game number 2 on Sanhok. See you there. And we are back. Thanks so much for waiting. Great first game on Erangel for day 2 of the semi-finals, taken of course by none other than Next, with a juicy amount of kills up their sleeve too. We're ready to jump to our second game, and that's going to be on good old fancy aggressive Sanhok coming our way. Imperium, ready for some more action.
Yeah, like unpredictable Sanhok, third-party Sanhok, snaky Sanhok. There's many expletives you can use to describe the map, but at the end of the day, it's here to be played and competitive, and the teams have got to deal with it as best they can.
As best as they can. I know the team that's going to be happy. That's going to be OVN. I mean, they got great positioning this first game on Erangel, right? And now they're going to get on one of their maps that they do the best on. So can't wait to see what they can pull off on their second game of the day. But we have the current standings updated and ready to serve. So here we go. Check out the standings, ladies and gentlemen. The top dogs of the semi-finals so far. Cream still in the tippity top of the mountain with 65 points despite a big loss there. But OVN right behind, and you said it right, in second position. They get themselves with 52 points above of Next.
Well, to be honest, it was expected that OVN would be quite high. They started the day in a really good spot, but second place is
without chicken dinner
to sniff at. Yeah, without a chicken dinner, of course. Of course, but like I said, let's not forget that Next were in 13th place, and they've jumped up to third, 10 spots, 22 placement points, 27 kill points. That's more like it from the boys for Next.
Oh my god, Next they're back and they want to try and get number 1 once again, just like in the group stage, but Cream is definitely going to be a really big contestant for that position. Let's not forget, even though you don't get anything of in first, second or third, but it's just a good flex you can do on your friends at the end of the day, so it's still pretty fun to have.
Yeah, and then also when you look kind of down the table, Hate Gaming getting good results, so they're in 5th place. Elevate, not the cleanest of games, but they're still in 6th. Like that Erangel game, you know, that was really unpredictable for some of those teams. Like we had 3 circles in a row that shifted and bounced in all different directions. You can't prepare, like you can prepare, but you can't prepare. Like, and that adds to frustration as well, which can add to panic, which can add to a bad rotation, which can add to a mistake. And yeah, I really felt for those teams in the first game of the day.
Going to be panning over now to the lower 12 teams of the lobby, as we're going to be seeing, we already talked about, you know, Accelerate, they're not playing now, but the real deal, they got themselves 10 kills. They are just completely outdoing the other teams in the lower section with like UDRKILLERS and Accelerate that are there, but they're not playing. But the real deal, they should just get good positioning points and they would be already in like a safe spot for the semi-finals, at least at this stage of the game. So the real deal, they've got to aim a lot more for the late game stage, because right now they played a lot more aggressive than what they usually do, and unfortunately not the greatest top position, so that really came to cost them back. So yeah, the real deal, I'm really hoping that they can be a lot safer and a lot smarter on their rotations to just get those points that they desperately need.
Yeah, very, very true indeed. And 2 teams that kind of aren't in the bottom half, but I gotta mention, is PedjaDBoy and GSMC. Both jumped up ahead of these teams with good results on their side. It does push other teams down. We see like Terry Sports, of course, they're not playing today. The real deal, like they only gain 2 spots in the overall standings, so that's something, yeah, that they really pick up. You already said it with the placement points. If they can add to the placement points, that will heavily benefit their overall standing.
Yeah, it's not the only team. We've got a few there. They're going to have to do the same, and that's going to be for Group C, so we'll check that out tomorrow as they face our A lobby. But anyways, now Sanhok, talked about OVN, talked about a few teams. A few teams that have some really good potential here, I think, is going to be actually AK-47. A very aggressive playstyle. They're the only team that dropped a 20-kill bomb so far in the entire tournament. And you know what? I think that their synergy was unfortunately a little bit lacking on that very first game and even yesterday.
Yeah.
And I think that's definitely something you need to work on and you desperately need if you want good games on Sanhok. So AK-47, they've already got the micro, but if they work on their macro, if they work on that communication, that synergy, that team play style, I think they're a team that can actually be one of the top best teams on Sanhok, but they're just lacking that little thing, which is communication, which is so needed by some teams at this level.
It really is, and to be honest, like AK-47, they don't want to put themselves in a position where they need to get, you know, hugely impactful result like they did in the group stage. They don't want to have to be there. Like, we've already seen teams put themselves in a position where they don't need it, like OVN, who've gotten a really fantastic start to the semi-finals. AK-47, they need to be one of those teams where they are in a much better position going into the next 4 games, which will be their final 4 games in the semi-finals.
Another team that I actually want to talk about, that is Throne. A team that usually drops into boot camp. Red Reserve is not in this lobby because they're in Group C. So that means that potentially Throne, if they're uncontested, can drop hot on boot camp, get all the loot. And their team that rotates actually extremely well. A little bit like OVNEsport. They're very reactive. They don't hold to compounds that are not worth it for too long. And they aim for a high ground position most of the time. They shift down south really quickly on boot camp, which I think is absolutely awesome. Just to get also more map awareness, because boot camp does not give you any map awareness. So I'm going to say, got to keep a little lookout for Throne on this game, because I think they have some pretty good opportunities as to taking the Sanhok chicken dinner.
Good opportunities, but will they be well executed? That's a question that will be answered in due time. Of course, we know Cream will drop in Paradise Resort. Next, we've seen them in the past drop around the kind of cusp of the little pinpoint on that northern, on that southwest map, which they could easily hold on to. Painan will also be a heavily contested spot. Elevate will most likely land down kind of past Ruins area. And of course, Phase 1 Circle, we know mostly in Sanhok they have tended to go either southwest or northwest. It's rare we've seen east or a very central circle in these games.
I would like to have our first mountain finish. We haven't had one yet. Like, we had someone like the edge of it, but like not actually a mountain, tippity top of the mountain kind of finish. So I think this is, after the first game that just messed up so many teams and players, another one that could mess them up would be actually pretty fun. I'm not gonna lie, just to make up for the downtime at the start, because I am evil, as you guys at home all know, of course. Yeah.
Le toxic Frenchman.
Oui, le toxic.
Le toxic. What's the French for toxic, actually?
Toxic.
Toxic.
Toxic. It's a little bit harder hitting on the tongue. Just toxic.
Is it like just sweet toxic?
Je suis toxic. What?
Yeah,
that's it.
That's I am toxic, right?
Yeah. Or you could also say, there's another way to say it in French, is like Imperium. That also works.
Oh, wow. Wow. I was going to say 2A toxic, which is you are toxic, right? As far as I know. But anyway, after the French lesson that we've just had, the playing trajectory is starting to expose itself and is on the west side of the map, going from north to south.
After it is a 4x4 map, so the playing path is something that you don't really have to focus on too heavily. What we're seeing, docks maybe a little bit fast, same for Kampong, but other than that, every team should be able to get their location under control. Magic, they had an history of always going for Painan, so I'd like to see if that will be the case once again, or if they did do a little bit of research and not aim for it again. But Cream, as always, they're going to go straight for Paradise Resort, and we got a team that's over there. Can't see quite who is there, but there's definitely a team over there in the same compound.
It's Top Killers. We've seen this in the past. Top Killers have landed in Paradise Resort with Cream. OVN, are they doing the same? No, they're dropping down by the bridge on the mainland. As you do see, Phase 1 has popped up and is, as we normally see, involving both the mainland, the northwest, and the southwest.
I'm seeing Kalamos already knocked away. Wow, okay, we'll see. But now Top Killers trying to reverse the seam, trying to fight them back for what they've been dealt in the past. And they got to try and get together. They are definitely playing a lot more synergistically involved than what I've seen in the past, so that is definitely a good step in the right direction. But I don't think that Cream are too prepared for this one, but the 2-2 split might be what they need to create 2 points of pressure.
Oh, Cream are not prepared at all. Marley trying to bounce away. Poopex with the M4 knock on to Marley. That's going to be 2 members of Cream. Most likely will be confirmed leaving. Just 2 members up. That's going to be Reeves and I forget, but Reeves and Pico. There you go.
They make it out, but you said that potentially Cream can have 2 bad games. Well, you know what? Not off to a good start, especially on Sanhok, which only 2 members. A little bit scared. Kalamos going to try and just crawl his way to safety, but yeah, Beko And Reeves back to a compound nearby Paradise, and they're just going to have to loot up over there because they were not only unprepared in terms of positioning, but their looting was just so delayed that they couldn't fight back in a respective manner. So playing it passive for Reeves and Pecco was the best course of action.
Man, what's with Cream being taken down by teams that are in the lower half of the standings? We saw it happen with PedjaDBoy in game 1, and Top Killers, they're lying in the bottom of the barrel in terms of standings. Only 5 points to their name in 5 games. Sorry, in 3 games, should I say. But with a good start in Sanhok, we could see the tides swiftly turn in their favor.
If you guys remember where the circle shift was, the cross section of the river was in almost dead center. And I said this in the past already, that next, you got to hold to that cross section. Right now, they shifted a little bit down south, and I don't think they want to hold on to it, which I think is a big mistake from next, because it's such a good place to hold on to and just gives you so much potential to rotate from later on down the line. And they're still rotating away from it. I completely disagree with what next are doing.
I think the reason why they're going for it is because they know there's at least one team that have landed in Painan, and they want to try and put themselves in a position where they can catch out that team rotating away from Painan rather than the other way around.
I mean, I don't know why you would want to rotate away from Painan on phase on circle just straight on top of it, but you know what? Maybe that's what they're thinking about. We don't know. That's the cool thing about these kind of games, battle royales. Different playstyles for every single team, every single player, different ways to think about the game itself. So you can't really every time expect the same things from some of these squads. Well, we have Vietnamese. Ooh, Kush, pretty split. Well, they're actually all split away from each other. And the real deal, they got a nice line of sight potentially. So a little bit scared for Kush.
REXPECT, they're on the west side of the circle on the northwest island, down on the high ground, looking pretty good on their own. Warlords looking to rotate through past Quarry, getting close to WAVietnamese.
Yeah, Bujo, of course, the IGL, going to be on the mountaintop, trying to get some intel, trying to say his team what they should have to do. But next, they went back to the compound. You know what? Even though it's a 2-2 split, at least they got 2 members there, so they cannot give it away too early on.
But see, it's okay with them kind of rotating away because you need to get information, right? You need to kind of, rotate down, stay, kind of get a little bit of information. You need to stay proactive. You can't just, let's say, camp out in the corner and wait for the circle to, let's say, shift where you can kind of disengage and take advantage of that spot. You need to get information. You need to be proactive, otherwise you will get caught out on the later circles.
I understood if it would be like other maps, but here, for example, Next Gaming, they would have just seen 1 pixel of Next, they would have taken a few shots and potentially got double knockdown. So I find that to be a little bit risky, unneeded, but you know what, that's completely fine. We'll see how it goes further on down the line, while OVN and Throne will be splitting up this area of boot camp. And of course, Throne, as I said, uncontested because Red Reserve are not in this lobby, so they are stacked in terms of loot. They must have everything tier 3 almost.
Plus, methinks the OVN are starting to get quietly more confident. OVN normally do not rotate in this manner throughout the Sanhok. Normally, they stay a lot more northerly. Even if the circle is in a similar fashion, they normally stay a little bit more passively. They're currently lying in 2nd place. They're feeling the confidence. They're oozing, kind of that mentality of being able to take down any team they come across. And I absolutely love to see it.
It's really nice. After the thing about confidence, it's a good thing, but don't let it overwhelm your feelings. Otherwise, it could do the exact opposite thing. So we'll see. While Victor, the insane player of OVN, did such a good performance, securing himself 5 kills for his team. Put down a little bit lower, but we'll be able to heal back up. He's got that wall to call home, but I would love to see where phase 2 might just take us.
But see, at least now they know. They know there's a team there they can react to. But do they have themselves a little bit too pinched?
Oh, that's a nice break control coming out from Boris, but we'll just connect and tickle Novas just a tad. Not anything too insane. They fight back pretty good. Boris down to now mid HP. OVN though, they've got to be a little bit careful because you can also get hit on this position from the other side of the river. So hopefully they won't get scattered out by anyone.
Very true. It's very true. I was just agreeing with you. Sorry,
Oh, yeah.
I didn't mean to cut you off there. I was just agreeing with you. You're dead right.
I finished my sentence.
Okay, sorry. Anyway, yeah, no, they could, because when you look at the teams that are kind of heading down from the north, hell, even REXPECT, they could easily shift towards the more coastal line of the northwest island. You have AK-47 rotating down in that direction. That's something OVN will heavily have to be prepared to deal with should that happen.
Cream once again down to 2 members, lost the 2 other ones earlier. So that was the round of top killer, so hopefully they'll be able to just snake their way through. They definitely do not want to take a fight head on, especially not against Team Warlords, which has been known as a very aggressive team, very good in team fights in terms of aggressive synergy. So Cream, if you can avoid it, definitely try and do so.
Yeah, but Warlords, they haven't been super aggressive up until this point. Right now, they currently find themselves in 8th place on 27 points, but they've only got 5 kill points. So they have played a bit more of a passive, style in the semifinals so far. It's paid off for them. But of course, Sanhok is a different beast, Maxima.
Yeah, I want to see the group stage Team Warlords in that sense. Like they just went ham most of the time. And I think it's been really fun to see them play off like that. No, Jaja got shot at by someone. Not too sure who. I would love to know who's got the intel on this kind of team.
But I think it was next.
You think it was next?
As far as I know, it was next.
Fair enough. We'll be seeing that one through. But of course, way more passive, phase 1 circle, knowing that we are on Sanhok. Normally we see a bunch of fights happen. It did happen during the drop-in phase, but now it's just calmed down. And I think that the teams are slowly getting the idea that this is definitely really important for them. And also, semi-finals, of course, the level of gameplay gets higher and teams play as passive as long as they possibly can to aim for extra positioning points and better position on the circle.
Okay, last, the French Snake. Hearing the footsteps of the real deal. The other members of Elevate are surrounding the real deal, but what kind of vision do they have? The flank from Will could pay off, but you do have the huge rocks that will favor the real deal should they have to back off and disengage away from Elevate.
Pocus, I actually really like his position there. He's got some intel behind the rocks, while Class has the intel on the a little bit of the left side of their team. So being so spread is good. I think a 2-2 split might be a little bit more rewarding. I would say Zuku get towards Class. But there you go. Phase 2 about to show itself. Where might it take us? The next day rotation, you're for sure, is going to be really easy. They don't even have to move. It's going to go pretty centrally, still a little bit more over to the east, up north, and not going to force too many teams in a bad position.
No, but it is going to really kind of have a cluster of teams down the south side of the circle, especially teams that are on the southwest island.
That's going to be, of course, Elevate facing versus the real deal. Back to a 4v4 fight we'll be seeing, but now they're going to have to go uphill, which is not always a great thing. That nade, I like where that is going for Zuku, actually. Goes pretty damn far, but unfortunately a little bit short on the cook, so it will not roll back to the members of the real deal. And they're just going to give up on the position, which I think is a great play from them.
It is, because they're on the edge of the circle. They'll be able to kind of get a slightly better position, and then maybe possibly look to camp out and push the real deal back on the edge of the circle. Nice forward thinking coming out from the members of Elevate. All the while, when you look at the likes of LAKONOSTRA, if I were them on the west side of the southwest circle, I would actually move up to the island on the north, really shift around onto the north side of the mainland, maybe by the coastal line of that northwest island, and stay pretty safe. I know there's a couple of teams in the west island, the northwest island, but it's a hell of a lot less than the teams that are on the mainland by boot camp and to the south and north of it.
They could even use the bridge up north to rotate from, because the shuffle's been shifting from the south a little bit higher up north. That means that most teams are going to be localized in the south, which is indeed the case for this second phase. So northern side would be definitely pretty valuable for you teams.
Yeah.
We see that Magic, they shifted in the water, not on the bridge. Of course, that's how you want to try and play it most of the time on Sanhok, because bridges are not your friends, especially not on this map. But Hate Gaming, they got the intel once again on this team rotating, and they're going to try and shut them down. With Magic, they're going to go slowly uphill.
What is surprising on a side note from Top Killers is that they are still in Paradise Resort. Now, I mentioned the fact that there's not too many teams on the north side of the circle, but I'm surprised they're still in Paradise Resort. 12 minutes into this game. I know the circle's still inside it, but come on. You got to be quicker with your rotations. You got to react better on these circle shifts. You don't want to give any space away from the teams around you. You want to get into the optimal position come the circle shift.
Over to the compound of next, which I said is really damn valuable. You saw the magic. They're like, oh, this is the compound we're going to get to. The cross section of the river. We get there, easy peasy. This is actually the area where I believe one of the squad, no, that was actually next to Got a Chicken Dinner in that building. So, no, good memories for them. But hopefully next we'll be able to get themselves in a good position too. Not too far off. They got the intel on this compound. But this is what's, I gotta say, the best position to hold on to because of this shift.
It's a really good position to hold on to. You got compounds. You kind of got flat area in front of you. You do get a pretty decent amount of vision around the teams that are up on top of the hill. Hate Gaming in this case. Plus, sorry, not Hate Gaming. Should I say LAKONOSTRA? LAKONOSTRA do have Elevate close by, but Slobo's knocked down by Syed from Magic.
Yeah, unfortunately, because you got that river separating them, they can't commit to the flush. At least I would not expect that to happen, because that would be a little bit unnecessary. But you know what? A juicy org right next to the members of next. After you got a team that's right behind them, that's going to be actually LAKONOSTRA. So maybe a little bit of a death trap for them. Hopefully they won't be too offensive on that push on the objective.
Oh, Max. We still have 16 teams and 60 players. And Sanhok, 14 minutes in. You do realize, doesn't matter how this circle shifts, we are going to see a slobber knocker.
Up north. Oh.
Of engagements as it shifts to the west. Look at all the teams on the mainland. It's like one big cluster of pain ready to be unleashed. It does favor the likes of REXPECT, AK-47, who can shift up the hill on the Northwest Island.
We had 95% of color casting. You know that's going to be swifting over to 95% of play-by-play casting in the upcoming seconds in Pyramid. But we might have the mountaintop finish I was asking for. You know what? Finally, they gave me too many Western shifts on Erangel. Like, okay, we'll give him something he wants. And they're finally going to be shifting in that direction. Next, as I said, easy entry point for them on that compound. So they just got to cross over through the water or on the bridge. And they'll be easily on their nice position to call home.
But then again, having that high mountainside position could go against you if the circle shifts away on phase 4, because you're going to have a lot of teams on that Northwest Island. Hate kicking things off.
Hate went for it. Magic, they got across. There's a little bit of land here, so you don't have to swim, so they'll make it through pretty swiftly. We have Vietnamese also going for their very, very own rotation. But a few teams might have to make it through. They're going to have to shift from the south, and a lot of teams, once they've rotated across that river, they're going to gatekeep all the other teams that were rotated too late. So we have Vietnamese. They're a team that actually could get in a lot of trouble in the next few minutes.
Why do you think I mentioned about LAKONOSTRA shifting up and rotating on the north side? They could have really have punished teams on this circle shift. I know they couldn't have predicted it fully, but I called it. And they didn't execute it, and now they are firmly behind some of these teams down south. All the while, OVN, who made their way across early on, could punish Throne, but Throne, Venido, up on top in the mainland. Although from behind, MZ knocks down the ranks.
Vinetu did a huge play there, allowed his team to make it through the water while pushing back the opposing side of OVN. The Vector of Niva going to be coming into action. Can he hit the spray? No, he can't. Vinetu is there. He's a sitting duck, but he's still not getting shut down. But finally, they do get it. Nice headshot for Victor on the AK. While Daddy comes on too. That's going to be G-Space clashing on the other side of the map. We'll have to see how that comes on through. But Throne, you know, they understood that this is not a position you could push upon. So they're just going to be splitting back into the water to survive a little while longer.
Aim from GSMC isn't the only one rocking a Vector, baby. Call it the Vector Power. Coming and play for the members of OVN as they look to try and still push back the members of Throne. But they've got to be careful themselves, because there are teams clawing all around the likes of OVN as they push to find a rotation into the Northwest Island.
Well, I try to get out of the water a little bit too early, I think, and KZS is going to get shut down, thrown down to their last member. But OVN, they don't care. They got too many teams to deal with. They can't just take care of one member that's just in the water. They got to focus on Hate Gaming. They got to focus on all the other squads on this map. So, of course, they're going to try and do so. They got a pretty nice position to set up camp with. So, I'm a big fan of where they are currently.
Yeah, like they can back off, they can disengage. OVN are in a good position, but you've got to be careful. PedjaDBoys are in the mainland, a little bit more towards the north side. You've got AK-47 in that northwest island, and then you, of course, have it kicking things off as Boris returns a favor on to Hate Gaming.
It's still happening over here, and they got so much information. You know, to Hate Gaming, they want to try and cross the river to potentially, but give me the mountain. Give me the mountain. Where's Circle going to take us? Well, let me see on my iPad, but oh, it shifts away from the mountain. Are you kidding me? Well, a lot of water's still in play, that means. Oh, REXPECT
is in play. REXPECT are going to have to push down right into the palm of the hands of LAKONOSTRA. Max, all the while, hey, they're still inside the circle. Will they decide to push, or will they stay on the mainland and hope it shifts once again in their favor on phase 5?
If it becomes another hard shift towards the area of boot camp, all the teams that tried to predict the circle shifts are going to get absolutely battered. Well, now the compounds are not going to be too much in play on the cross-section. Next, they're potentially just going to have to hold on for it for as long as possible. But Hate Gaming, they dictate what is happening here. They're getting so much intel, but you got to be careful. PedjaDBoys sneakily coming from the back might be the thorn in their side.
And although I wouldn't normally agree with Top Killers leaving it so late to rotate, it could favor them. Okay, phase 4 tick damage is going to hurt them. And Zugu gets knocked just like that.
Oh my god, the spray did not come on through properly. We are Vietnamese coming in strong. They lost Kush earlier, but that is fine. They still got 3 to face up against the full forces of Elevate. They got the compound. Do you have a nade? I was about to say he's got a chucky. He's going to chuck a molly. That molly might be on point. Yes, it does connect. Not going to burn out everyone, but it just forces them away from the building. And now it's mowing time, baby. That's going to be a 1. That's going to be a 2nd for Mike. Shredding them down and Elevate down to the very last member.
But here's the thing, it was next to actually punish Elevate earlier on. It was harsh. We seen one member of Vietnamese knocked down. Kaylas behind the rock. Is he going to be able to get the revive off the 2 remaining members who are knocked down of Elevate?
This smoke road is spot on, exactly what they needed. And we are Vietnamese because they lost Mike. They can't fight full insanity on this one, so they're going to give them enough time. Maybe going to make it through, but oh, I saw magic. They're just going to be jumping straight to the water, taking a dip. But unfortunately, that's going to be 1. Maybe Poker's flushed out 2. They get back just in the right amount of time and secure those 2 extra points.
So close yet so far as Kaylas is left on his own. We are Vietnamese occupying the hut that the 2 members of Elevate were in earlier on. Kaylas gonna have to prone down. He's not inside the circle. He's gonna wait and hope that We Are Vietnamese gets punished by next, and they do. Sabos comes in and gets knocked down onto Sod.
I thought he was going to flush it. Can you get it? I think he put him pretty low for him to bleed out, but no, Mike is straight on top, so he should be able to pull off that one. Oh no, it actually did die out. Unfortunate for them. We have enemies down to now only 1, while Class still bleeding out. Mike is not going to let that happen. If I'm going down, you're coming down with me, he's saying. But Class will be suffering that blue zone take damage a little bit longer, which might be his doom day.
Plus there is magic. Magic is very close to We Are Vietnamese as LAKONOSTRA and Nori knocks down Caster. Chaos being spotted by the remaining member of We Are Vietnamese. Mike trying to find a blow and keep his team's hopes and dreams alive as next are just going to camp. They aren't inside the circle, but they are going to look to possibly punish the teams having to rotate in from the south side.
We shifted the circle once again back to the northwestern island. That means all the teams that didn't rotate early, they're going to have to make it through the water. But all the teams are already so focused with each other, while Mike gets flushed away, and so does the hopes of We Are Vietnamese out in 14th position, while Class is still there trying to out-heal the zone. But now that that 1 member died out, he might be able to make his way back in circle.
Unless magic distract next, Kaylas will be spotted out. Sorry, with the shots, you do have Top Killers pushing in from the main road. Naya knocks down Zart. That's good response from Magic, covering all angles.
Top Killers unfortunately rotating a little bit too late. That means they get pressured by the blue, as it does usually happen in those kind of situations. Throne, Hate Gaming, they're going to be clashing on their respective side of this map on Sanhok, but unfortunately not getting too good. But Magic going to be losing Master in the open. They're going to try and find a better position, but the compound is potentially occupied. They're not ready to take the risk, but the real deal, making it out of the water. He scouts out Azzy for a split second, but can't hit the shots, unfortunately, with his M4.
He's not quite going to be swimming with the fishes just yet, as Real Deal trying to make their way through all the while. Hey Gaming also trying to make a push across the water. You have thrown all these late fishy rotations coming out. The piranhas could get caught out.
Oh, there's definitely something fishy about this Imperium, the Real Deal. They make it out. Bujo's going to get potentially even flushed out. Hackshon as he's stealing play. They are barely in the blue zone, but they've got to be very careful about Naya. Might be pulling out some Assassin's Creed worthy moves right here upon us, but unfortunately he's shut down by PedjaDBoys on the other side of the circle.
PedjaDBoys still in this game. We suddenly shift down to 6 teams magic. I know it's actually Hate Gaming that go out. And now it's 16 players left standing. LAKONOSTRA still inside this game. REXPECT holding on by the skin of their teeth. And next are still a full squad max.
The early game was too passive, and the late game, you damn sure know they're going to try and make up for it. LAKONOSTRA, they got a member split. That's going to be RedX. Might be the saving chance for them to make it back in. But now, be careful, Rana, right behind the 2 members of REXPECT. Things about to get damn sweaty. But he knows he can hear something around the corner. Well, there you go. Jervy's going to shut down Hunter of LAKONOSTRA. LAKONOSTRA definitely struggling, but it was a few seconds ago. We had like, what, 10 teams now? Down to top 5 already.
Damn. Hell, when there's something strange in the neighborhood, who are you going to call? A frag grenade is not B2. Tries to find Rana, doesn't quite connect by the side of the tree. Another one will connect. Rana solo in health, trying to backtrack away from those frags. He has to get up, but it's too much. He gets knocked down.
The snake grenades will be causing desolation for Rana. Sees Buren in the distance. He's going to try and smoke it up, but I think that is unfortunately to no avail. Going to spray it up a little bit, and REXPECT definitely don't want to allow that to happen. But REXPECT was only 2 members. They've taken care of AK-47. What an insane bunch of players.
Not full care. And now he tries to push his way through. He's going to have to climb behind a tree because Neck is looking right into the palm of the hands. LAKONOSTRA also being pushed out by Nex inside the hood.
RedX alone, but still alive. I don't know how he does it, but there goes Slobo. Scouts out. REXPECT gonna take one down. They've still got 1 remaining, but the fight's happening. RedX, how are you doing this? LAKONOSTRA still in play, making 4th position, but Slobos will be putting an end of his days right now as they take 4th position.
That's given REXPECT a chance. It's given AK-47 a chance to get closer and into the circle. But with this circle shift, centralizing up, Next are still in it. But AK-47 are damn close. They have a rock right in front of them that they can hold on to. That does protect them against Next for now. But with not B2 to the side, could punish, but the sprays from Thompson are so close, yet so far from taking down the final member of REXPECT.
But now, unfortunately, he's going to be bleeding out to the blue zone, tanking it up for not too long, as Dexter's going to be taking that kill. That's 5 kills total for AK-47, and you know they want potentially more on Next. At least they know exactly where they're positioned. If they have some nades in the shack, that could be exactly what they need, which is why Next are not putting all their members inside. They're trying to be a little bit more spread around this area.
I was going to say, one of the members of AK-47 go to the side of the rock. I was hoping they would throw a smoke grenade, but they didn't. Will it be able to pay off? Will AK-47 be able to take down the dynamite team of Next?
Oh, Thompson a little bit too split, but he gets it hard. The nade off the sentry again. Burian and Dexter, that's a double frag on that nade. Even now, Ran and Viper alone, they instantly flush it out. They don't want to lose any potential point in this late game stage. But Slobos is pushing a little bit forward, maybe a little bit too aggressive, but it's working out. He gets one. Can he get Rana? Rana clapping straight back in the face of Next. Can he get an extra spray? Rana, show us what he can do. Can he get him? Yes, he can. That's a double. And he even gets maybe another one with the spray, but Andy will be making it work out. And that's a back-to-back chicken dinner over to none other than Next.
Oh my God, 2 chicken dinners in a row. I said they were back, baby. And by God, did they make it count. But AK-47, I gotta say, I don't get where that push in the end was coming out from Borean and Rana. Why were you proning down so open like that? You knew there's potentially going to be grenades thrown unless you're 150% certain that you're not spotted. Don't go there. You had the flanking sides. Viper had gone there. Why didn't they go for a 2-and-2 split? by those rocks. It just didn't make sense. However, you got to give so much credit to Rana. Knocked down 2 members of Next. It took that 3rd member, Andy, to get the final blow.
But unfortunately for Rana, the flushes didn't come through. That means those kills, those points were denied. So still the attempt was great, but unfortunately he didn't have the time to flush it out. I understand, like normally you would like to get those kills confirmed, but you just couldn't because the other members were pushing on you, and the chance of getting that 1v4, that would have been absolutely insanely montage worthy. But Rana, gotta say, that was a really damn good attempt to take it on top of Next, and not any other team, right? It's Next that we're talking about.
The Next, Max, like 15 kills, Max. 15 kills for Next. That's 35 points. 35 points. Next, 2 chicken dinners in a row. God damn it, like. God damn it, like, honestly, it's just phenomenal. However, REXPECT 3rd with 3 kills. Another nice, consistent performance from them. LAKONOSTRA in 4th place. Can't deny what they are doing. Getting another good result.
OVN, they got out in tough position. A little bit sad knowing that, Sanhok is the kind of map they do good on, but they can afford it. They are so far in 2nd position before the Sanhok game, so you know what? RCA is completely fine for them. But Elevate, they got in 9th, and I think their rotation was actually really good, but the circle shift away from them when they were already picking a fight versus not 1, not 2, but actually 3 teams that had an angle on them, that was definitely really hard on them. So Elevate, I think they shifted really well, but unfortunately the circle was not on their side.
Like, I know those circles were a little bit harsh. They were.
Well, they were. It went back to like different islands every time. It was like ping pong in between 2 islands.
it was definitely harsh, but it got to the point where it was very obvious that it was going to end up on that northwest island, and I'm surprised we didn't see more teams push in there. I would like to see a little bit more risk taking. I know technically some teams took a risk by staying on the mainland, but sometimes it was like teams like OVN and Hate. OVN especially, yeah, okay, they went onto the northwest island early, but they swam across. Why didn't they, like, they're so used to being up north, why didn't they just rotate up north, go across the bridge, and they could have ended up behind AK-47 and taken them out? Like, part of the reason why AK-47 got such a good result was because they stayed close to the north circle, all avoiding everything, allowing all the other teams to take each other, pick off a kill here or there, but they just let them all drop to their knees around them, and they ended up in 2nd place.
I mean, we called it, right? The northern side was going to be so valuable, and even had the northern bridge that was still in phase 1/phase 2, so yeah, teams could have easily took that for themselves. A little bit surprised, but still, the rotations were way better than what we saw yesterday, so I'm still really proud of what these teams were able to pull off, but still, that's a back-to-back chicken dinner from Next, and I'm damn proud of the boys, and that might be their winning scenario to get himself in the 1st position, because let's not forget that Cream, they got not the best positioning this game at all, so might have our #1 positioning team once again that will be Next, and we'll see after this very short break. We'll be checking out if they are indeed in that #1 spot. Game 3 will be on Miramar, so do stay tuned. Some sweaty Miramar action coming your way in a few momentary minutes. back-to-back chicken dinner. Indeed, that is just what Next were able to achieve in the semi-finals. 2 teams as back-to-back chicken dinner so far. Next and Cream absolutely dominating the field so far. And we are ready to jump into a game of Miramar. Been a few days since we had some Miramar action, Imperium.
It has. It's been quite a while. The desert mountains have kept us waiting. But now they're going to strike in day 2 of the semi-finals. But Max, the difference though between Cream and Next, and it'll be spotted in the overall standings in the games that Next haven't gotten chicken dinner so far. They still pulled out some pretty high amount of kills, whereas Cream, should I say, the 2 games they've played today, they've only scored a total of 3 points.
I mean, 42 kills in 4 games. That is an average of around 10 kills per game. That is huge. I mean, Next have been known for setting up insanely big averages straight off the get-go, but they are doing it once again after the group stage here in the semi-finals, and I couldn't be any more happy to see these teams, and especially this team, thrive and just dominating and being one of the best teams in all of Europe, which I was not expecting it. Like, we talked about it right during the scrims, and they just set up expectations so high.
It's unbelievable. Like that means, I know it's only 4 games, but their average points for 4 games, considering they were all 13 points after 2 of them, but their average point per game after 4 games is 21 points. That's as high as it was after 8 games for them in the group stage. So really, they're setting themselves up to really show a high level of dominance coming in towards the end of semi-finals. But another team I want to highlight is PedjaDBoy. They deserve a lot of respect. They started today's games in 17th place. They've kept relatively quiet, but they've shined. They shined where it's counted. And now they find themselves in 10th spot after 2 pretty nice games.
A point average just a little bit below 10, which is, like, you know, a safe spot to be. Definitely to not be in the danger zone early on. So definitely PedjaDBoy is a team that, you know, we thought might get disqualified in the group stage, and they just, on their last day, just completely destroyed a few squads and allowed them to make it through. And now they are, you know, setting up another expectation for them. And they had one of the most exponential learning curves I've seen during an entire tournament. PedjaDBoy, I'm extremely proud of them, and I just can't wait to see to where they can go during this PMCO spring split.
Of course. However, looking at the bottom of the standings, because there's definitely a few teams we need to highlight. The likes of GSMC, unfortunately, getting a last place in the 2nd game of the day, and Sanhok, the double vector, not quite working out for AIM. I don't know exactly what happened. If he says he's going to do it, if he didn't do it, I will be a very sad person.
Go tell him off, okay?
I will shake my finger and go to you naughty AIM, you naughty AIM. Yeah, they're lying in 16th place, but what's harsh for them is that the likes of MVP, Terror, Dope, Accelerate, UDR, Legend, everybody except for Top Killers have all played 2 less games in GSMC. So that's something that they will really need to think about and consider coming into these final 2 games. Of course, what was unique about that Sanhok game is that we did have still 16 teams and 60 players off after about like 14, 15 minutes. And that is pretty rare for Sanhok. But at the end of the day, you still got to be able to get the good result when it matters.
Good results when it matters. I'm hoping to see a few teams that are in Group C make a comeback, because the closer you are to 16th position after these games today, the higher the chance of you being overtaken by a few teams of Group C. So trying to get as high as you can is great. That is what PedjaDBoy has been doing so far. So definitely a step in the right direction. But Imperium, Miramar, finally we are back on a map that I personally really love and enjoy. And rotations are definitely going to come into play a lot more than what we've seen on other maps of PUBG Mobile. And hopefully another hard shift. I mean, they've all been hard so far. I mean, I love it. It makes for good content.
Oh my god, that laugh! That laugh, Jesus Christ!
No, a French evil laugh.
Somebody clip that laugh. Somebody clip that laugh. Jesus. But Miramar is definitely rotational heavy. It's very much about setting yourself up, not so much in a compound, but you want to prioritize an area of the map that is high ground, well inside the circle, having those little bit of dips and crevices around you, the rocks that you can cover behind, having the vehicles that if you need to rotate on a huge circle shift, you can in this Miramar map.
I mean, compounds are still important, but not as important because that terrain is really good to use and abuse. The terrain is so hard, actually, that driving on it is an absolute pain in the you-know-where. So there you go. It's a pain in the elbow, as we all know. That's how the saying goes. What are we seeing? Miramar, sweaty action coming our way. Nice to see a little bit of your guys' predictions in the chat on Twitch and YouTube. And before this game does actually start in Purim, I'm going to do a quick little shout out to one amazing person, which is actually Agath, which is doing the mod work on the Twitch chat, and she's doing an amazing amount of work. So guys, if you're in the chat with her, do a big round of pogs for her, and she's doing amazing. So thank you very much for being there, and also not only to Agath, but to all the mods involved and making the chat on YouTube and Twitch a better place to live in.
Yeah, I was told by Sen, who mods YouTube as well, and sometimes Twitch, like the amount of kind of bots that were in chat yesterday that she had to kind of delete the messages. It was incredible. So yeah, the mods that do the work, absolute credit to you guys. But it's all about these 16 teams. It's all about this lobby and who can get the result they need to climb up the standings. Will it be a third chicken dinner in a row for next?
Ooh, I would be interesting. You know, next on, I don't believe they got any chicken dinners on Miramar. I'm pretty sure they haven't, but I'm not going to confirm that to 100%. So take that with a grain of salt, ladies and gentlemen. We'll be seeing. But anyways, playing path, nice split. Going to be a little bit hard on areas such as Val del Mar, Campo Militar, Tierra Bronca, El Azahar. But most of the map is under control. And if you know where the car spawns are, basically at any stage, every area of the map is available.
They haven't. I don't think they've gotten a... Actually, Next did get a chicken dinner on Miramar.
I remember, I just thinking about it. They
36 points. They're also decide to get the most points in Miramar games in the group stage. 55 points out of 2 Miramar games, followed by Magic. And actually, Top Killers are a team that are also noticeably stronger in Miramar compared to every other map.
Okay. No, I was proven wrong. That's fine. I thought they didn't, but it's actually, I do remember the game now where it was like Elevate, Cream was still in play. But that circle shift, not too many teams up there, but it's fine. Miramar's a really big map, so as long as you get your cars under control, especially on the western side, it should be a-okay. Hard circle shifts on Miramar are very rare.
But they're still possible. And what is interesting about the circles there's, like you briefly mentioned, there's quite a lot of space up in the north, so that means that the teams that are on the east and the west of the map do have a nice easy way to rotate and get a position on kind of north edge of the circle. It's a matter of how much they will know that as Red X with the VSS knocks down a member of Top Killers.
Yeah, guess Exor, the flush will not come on through, unfortunately. They got that building, and I don't think that Red X does want to push this any further. Elicio from the back. Very split drop from LAKONOSTRA, and then they want to play so aggressive. A little bit surprised, not going to lie.
I would like to see a little bit of support come out for Red X. I think Elicio is getting a bit closer. He has an idea that there is 3 members, or minimum 2, from LAKONOSTRA. Sorry, from Top Killers, should I say, in that building. If he is doing it right, he will communicate with the rest of his team.
That means that they're going to have to cross the road, though, so that might be a little bit careful. And Zart in that position could give the intel on Elicio, Hunter, and Ilnori's positioning. And that's what he's doing right now. You're going to see Top Killers come back. Pupex has got the information given over to him, so he's trying to hold that little bit of a western position. And spray comes out. Oh my god, Exo, how do you survive that? That's illegal.
To be honest, the spray from Elicio, it was awkward, but it just wasn't good enough to get the knockdown. Now Nini, the Vector. Come on, Vector power. Put into performance.
Every time you see a Vector, I swear, you go mental. Every time. Oh, Vector. Every time it's the same with me Vector when I see red dot. When I see red dot Uzi. So you know what? That's our little bit of a Madeleine de Proust, if you're a French boy, you know what that means. But here it is. It's a French expression, it's fine. The French people will know it, but there you go.
You can explain,
I'll explain later, but there you go. They get the first initial knockdown, but they're going to get fought back by Nini. Flush it out, this is time to flush. There you go, get it. Oh, Nori put so damn low, but Nini will not be able to shut it down. He's back to the Vector, has to try and reload. He's got a nice amount of bullets to play with in the early game stage. But they're trying to make it through, trying to go for a nice 1-1 split, trying to get above them if they can. And he's going to jump down, but oh no, it does not work out for Exor. And he instantly gets taken out of the commission. Will be turned into a 2v2 of top killers versus LAKONOSTRA. This fight is very awkward, way too long going, but now turned into a 1v2 as they get the last one. Nini's down, Zart's going to join back, and because he was so far away, he couldn't really assist his team in a proper manner.
With all due respect, Zart could have gone closer. Within the time that the rest of the team were fighting up against LAKONOSTRA. One player that I gotta give a little bit of waggy finger to was Hunter. He engaged super aggressively and got knocked down 4. You don't do that unless you are damn sure that there's nobody there to knock you down.
Gonna make a run for it. Oh no, you gotta scope that one in, my friend, but Zart will be out. Top killers starting off so well in the early game on Sanhok, taking down a few members of Cream. Miramar, unfortunately, a little bit of a different temperature, and this is definitely not their environment they are ready to play in. So out in 16th position, and dude, it's so weird. Sanhok, no teams dying out early. Miramar, which is the biggest map, we have already a team dead in 5 minutes.
Honestly, Max, though, top killers, they will have the biggest mountain to climb coming into their final 5 games. They're currently lying in 23rd, 9 points. They'll have none more after this game. Actually, they'll have 1 more point, should I say. Not looking good for them.
Not good indeed, and these are not the performances that will be helping you out. AK-47, not quite the chicken dinner last game. Very close though, nice attempt from Rana. Maybe this one will be the one they'll try and hit the nail on its head. Pretty split. They've got to be careful as they've got a team right next to them. That's going to be G-Space, a team that I am expecting to have a good performance. They need to slowly try and make it back up.
They need it. They need that good result. They need the points. AK-47, they currently lie in 7th place. 24 places in points, 11 kill points, 35 in total. After that good Sanhok game, it heavily benefited them in the overall standings. But will they fall flat on their face in this Miramar game? I think they are disengaging away from G-Space, and that's a good call from them.
I mean, you got so much space. La Cubriera, you could compare in a sense on Erangel to Yasnai Poliana, in the sense there's a lot of cross sections, and a team total capacity is pretty high, up to 3 to 4 teams, and they can play it passive if they want to. So if there's no reason to, especially on Miramar, why fight it? They got the information, G-Space like, okay, we're going to play this one respectfully. This is what I'm expecting from a tier 1 team.
100% agree. Into the muscle car, the members of GSMC go. AK-47, are they shooting in the direction of GSMC? They are, but they are rotating far away from AK-47, and I do like that. They're actually going in the opposite direction of the circle, and I like that. Yeah, it's unorthodox, but look, just get the hell out of there.
Yeah. There's no reason. They looted up. They're trying to find a better position early on, which is completely fine. There's so much room on the northwestern side. Why the hell not? I'm completely fine with it. And I've got a question for you, Imperium. You just said muscle car. Why the hell is it called a muscle car? Is there a reason? Why?
It's an American thing. I don't know the full history. I do love muscle cars on a side note, but I don't know the full history or meaning behind the car. By the way, you were meant to explain the meaning behind that French phrase. I'm curious.
Madeleine de Proust. Oui. I think this is like an English equivalent, but Madeleine de Proust is like your little. Like, for example, something you like to eat, like a potato for you, for example, or like for me, it would be French fries. It's like a little something that you just can't stop yourself from loving, and you always go for it if you can. And it's your Madeleine de Proust.
It's like irresistible.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah. Okay, I didn't know that, and actually, that's really cool to find out. I'll tell you what else is cool to find out is who's going to win this engagement between REXPECT and OVN.
The nade's getting cooked up. Walking to go in a pretty decent direction, but Victor is on the move. so he shouldn't get in too much of a bad spot. Victor doing so good in the first game of Erangel, getting himself 5 kills for his team. Unfortunately, a 1v2 definitely not going to work out too good. Drops on down, but now they got the high ground. I'm not sure if this is going to work out for Victor. He sees a pixel out of place. Going to drop on through. Can he make it work out? Oh my god, it works out for Wasson. I'm so surprised that actually connected.
That was beautiful drop shot from Watson, followed by the pro. Now Frost did knock down Jervy. Will Jervy get revived? Frost is backing off. And not B2 does see the remaining members of OVN disengaging away from their location. This is a nice spot, by the way. These two teams do hold on to the north part of Picado.
Yeah, but we got phase 2 showing up. Going to be pretty central, not too much of a hard shift. Well, he's not too much. He's not going to be a hard shift at all for any of these teams. AK-47 still got to find a position. Same for G-Space. They were in La Cobriera, so they're a little bit too far away, but they should be easily finding a few spots. And this is a good circle. You know, very safe. A lot. It's making up for the hard shifts we had on game 1 and game 2. Yeah,
really, because most of the teams had already dropped around kind of the southeast, south, and southwest area of the phase 1 circle anyway. So it's shrinking the landmass availability on the north, but it's still very well within pretty much all the teams that had landed and rotated in from phase 1. The only team that really has a heavy is GSMC.
Class! Oh my god, he's a goner. Gets flushed out by Reeves. Well, not quite, but there you go. The Lex Bullet will get it. Class, see you later, Alligator. Elevate, like, okay, our scout is now dead. Pushed it a little bit too far, unfortunately, for Class. And now they're going to try and get the back over that mountaintop to avoid confrontation with Cream, but Cream holding that home turf really well. Great job from Reeves.
Just want to say, Irish person killed a French person, so that's 1-0 to Ireland.
Wait, is that a war declaration? Are you declaring war right now?
Yes, I'm declaring war. Just don't throw out your white flag too quickly, yeah, Max?
Oh my god. You know what? Okay, good one. Okay, no, okay, I'll let you get that one.
Thanks.
Oh my god. Okay, I'm gonna do some research on Irish culture just to come back from that, because that hurts. I have physical pain right now. How dare you?
Anyway, as we do move on, Throne disengaging away. Magic thrown at the bullets on top of the church above Graveyard.
Yep, good position to have. Gives you a lot of coverage, a lot of visibility around this area of Graveyard. So, no, I'm happy, pretty happy they got that under control. Throne, even though these kind of areas you would say like are pretty hard to hold on to, they're actually pretty good because there's a lot of flat area around them and a road nearby. So, actually, I'm not too against Thrones getting their position set up here because the map awareness is huge too.
Exactly. On a side note, one thing though to point out that I felt was a little bit weak from KLast is that yes, they wouldn't have known exactly that Cream were there, but they should know that Cream always land on the outskirts of Los Leones. So if you're going to rotate and especially be a scout for your side near that direction, you got to be, you know, you really got to be aware that there could be anybody near you, especially Cream. So that was kind of just something to point out about KLast going down.
I'm really surprised Red X actually took those shots because that means he gave the information over to Next with a high ground position in their favor. In my opinion, not giving your position away would have been a lot more valuable because now they can fight back.
It's a VSS. It's a VSS. So it's silenced.
Yeah, but they still, like, he got hit, so he knows from what direction it came from.
True.
So, still pretty risky one. Oh my god, Andy! Headshot on Eleonori, but he's got that nice protection behind the car. But now, everyone that tries to go for that res might die out in the process to try and save their ally.
Come on, baby, don't you cry. Andy's gonna kill you with not a lullaby, with a bolt-action rifle.
Yep. And he goes boom, boom at the end. LAKONOSTRA, unfortunately, biting their nails, knowing, oh, maybe we shouldn't have took that shot earlier, so we're going to try and retreat potentially away because this is not a great position to hold on to. The circle shift, actually pretty harsh here. Going to go down south, a little bit over to the east. Junkyard still kind of in play, but La Bandita is going to be the main area to play on. And Team Warlords, they got the best position to hold to. Pretty central, and also the high ground area around there, which is going to be so valuable for intel and also pure and raw pressure.
Yeah, so where Warlords are, if they stay around the edge of La Bandita on the north side, they will be protected from any team that initially rotates far down south, and they'll be able to shoot up around the teams that are looking in the north. It's still an area that they can be exposed from, so there's 100% risks involved, but it's definitely very safe, especially when you're already there.
Oh, no, you got a little bike there. Can't make it through, unfortunately. Oh, back over to Magic. And actually, this is what I was expecting Elevate to do early on their high ground position. They get it. Reason, unfortunately, way too split. If he wants to get back to his team, he's got to cross the fields. That car is also fuming up. So not a valuable option to rotate with anymore. And they're chucking it all on through. But I think the Elevate are actually on the mountainside, spreading it through. I'm pretty sure they are indeed. But Cream should be losing their member, and they did. Normally, oh, still alive. I thought that nigga was going to kill him. Yeah, actually shot up just in time.
He was able to get first aid off in time, Max.
That was milliseconds close. Nice play from him. But now Magic going to try and shift away. They notice maybe they'll fight. The compound is nearby. Why not take it?
By the way, remember this is actually the compound.
Where next one?
Where next one.
Yeah.
And where we had 3 teams fighting it out. Actually, 4 teams as well.
That was Elevate.
So, where is Elevate?
There on the mountain. Oh, there he is. You got Will. Will still wants those compliments, but he's got to give us a reason to give him. I'd love to give him as many compliments as he wants, but Reeves in the smoke trying to buy some time. I'm still surprised he's alive for so long. How did he pull that one off?
Oh, Will, you're so fine. You're so fine. You blow my mind. Hey, Will. Hey, Will. Is that the kind of, cheering that he wants? But anyway, that's a bit of an inside thing between Will and ourselves. He is a fantastic player and such a talent in the world of PUBG Mobile as Naya pop shots off in the direction of Marley.
Marley does suffer a little bit of damage. So PedjaDBoy slowly getting counter. KZS and Wolves might be fighting pretty soon, but Frost from the lower section of OVNEsport could try and third party this one if need is be. Going for the engage. The car does explode to give them some decent coverage. They're going to try and get this one through, but they're unfortunately being pretty split. There's a member that could use up for, but he's not here just yet and trying to buy some time with that smoke.
Nice.
Oh, there is Frost.
But Frost from behind.
Though instant knockback from Boris. It's going to now put them out of commission for the time being. It was only Frost being very split away from his team. Don't even know where the rest are currently, but they are definitely not here. A little bit further over to the east.
Oh my god, we see the phase 4 shifted down south, right in the direction of La Bandita. It's not quite in the central part of this phase 4 circle, but it is heavily involved, which means we could see teams actually go inside La Bandita, hoping that the next phase stays in the south area.
That's a circle we've already seen basically before Crater Fields. This is going to be a little bit smaller in terms of scale. It will be interesting. But here are the 2 members of OVN. Unfortunately, they lost Frost down to 2. Well, they'll be facing versus G-Space. They have the compound. The circle's moving in now 12 seconds. Not looking good for any of these 2 squads, not going to lie. But OVN, they want to try and backstab G-Space while they're trying to be a rattlesnake of Miramar.
It's 2 against 3. One thing I want to point out about their circle real quick, Max, is that you've got a lot of flat ground in between the south part of the map, La Bandita, and the north part of the map, which is just kind of a little bit of the city outside. Actually, it's more the graveyard area. So there's a lot of flat areas, so I expect these teams to really hold on to the edge of the circles.
Next, they know how valuable this positioning is to take a chicken dinner. They want to take it away from Warlords, but Warlords, they're damn good at defending compounds. You know it from them fighting in Yaznai Polyana on Erangel. And he was a little bit too aggressive on his push, but oh, that shot from Harb! Headshot on GV!
Oh, it's not just handy. They can pop the bolt actions. It's hard, but Warlords responding. Now we're just down to 1 member next. I don't think it's going to be a triple chicken dinner for next.
Oh my god, that was so sexy. I love it. But tops on the nades are raining through from Warlords. Trying to pull off that third save. That next nade might be spelling disaster for next. Looks pretty good on the range, but unfortunately a little bit too far on the left, so they will not be able to connect it. But Team Warlords, they're actually moving a little bit further back.
Yeah, I like that though, right? They're not getting too aggressive. They know there are multiple teams around them, like we are Vietnamese, and also there's another team, I believe it is LAKONOSTRA, up ahead of them. They're not playing too aggressively. They're not tunnel visioned by this, Max, and I'm okay with that.
Yeah, definitely playing it passive is good. They got to try and still keep some kind of information. They got 2-2 split working out absolute wonders for them. Reeves is finally going to get knocked away. He should have died ages ago, to be honest, but he gets confirmed by Magic player Naya. And now REXPECT and Cream, the 2 teams trying to make it through on the western side of La Bandita. hopefully can make it through, but there's a lot of gatekeeping holding, especially on the high ground sections of La Bandita.
Yeah, you got Magic on the west side of the edge of the circle. You've got Elevate to kind of the south direction down below Cream. So that's what I'm talking about. These teams are playing the edge of the circle because of the phase shifting where it's open fields and open area between the north and the south.
Trying to go for it. Popping off those smokes. Mags has to reload. Going to buy a little bit of time for next. Can they get it? Oh, he's in there. They can't make it out. Back over to the 5 AK-47 and the real deal. Well, AK-47 unfortunately going to be losing Rana. But back on over. We Are Vietnamese might be helping out actually next if they try and shut down Warlords. But they are unfortunately not best positioned because the high ground, when it's in play, everything just low ground is not playable unless you have compounds, and that's a small area to play with.
Oh, Max! Oh,
that's
Max,
a perfect Minas.
In La Bandita.
That's a perfect Bandita circle.
Circle. It's round. It's ready, and it's gonna get popping because there are houses and little broken compounds inside La Bandita. We still got 10 teams. We still got 33 players. Will the rotation, all 4 members of We Are Vietnamese in one vehicle work? Will they go for it? They shouldn't, but they might.
G-Space and Next eliminated, so no triple chicken dinner in a row for Next. Unfortunately, we're finally down to top 10 teams. We Are Vietnamese going to go for the 4-man car rotation. They know this is not a good position to be in, so they are taking a risk, which I understand if you don't have any other options up your sleeve. But Magic, they want to take this position away from Team Warlords because they want all those juicy frags for themselves.
This is what I was talking about. Great play, great control by Warlords. We Are Vietnamese breaching right in between where Warlords are. Got to be very careful. Skirp from Magic could count on, and he does get a knockdown onto the ranks.
Go for it. Oh no, Skirp is going to get knocked down behind the rock though, so he's got some more coverage. Magic, how can they engage this one? Well, they're going to do that with bullets. While Sans is knocked a little bit lower, that nade is there to try and confirm Skirp. Will it detonate in time? I'm not too sure, but We Are Vietnamese. They want to try and get the third party of the century Imperium, but they're doing the same move as Hate Gaming, so they might find themselves on the side of La Bandita.
Oh man, this is third party central. Plus you got the fact that the teams are on the south side of La Bandita could be pushing up and taking down and knocking shots onto the members of Warlords. So much going on. It's unbelievable.
I can't even hold up to what's happening. The kill feed is absolutely lighting up Imperium. We lost 2 more squads in the last 30 seconds. And we'll have to see where Phase 6 might go. If it goes down, damage is going to go even worse than what we're seeing currently. We Have Vietnamese. They bought themselves some time, split up. Hate Gaming not quite ready to take the fight with them, so they tried to play that one a lot more passive, which I think is good from both sides respectively. But now the teams that go center of La Bandita could hold up camp and expect a really good circle in their favor.
No, you don't want to go in the center of La Bandita. There's very
REXPECT has
little cover. Yeah, they have, but that can hold one team and one team alone. It's still a high risk because if it shifts anyway away from that, you have to disengage, and that makes it very, very tough. Gotta give a shout out to Elevate. They lost a member early on, Kailas, and they've rotated beautifully since then to get onto the south side of La Bandita, well inside the circle.
Oh, thrown out in 8th, but yeah, Elevate really happy for them. They found the one position where no teams were holding it, so they got an easy position to take onto and easily taken up by only 2 members. Well, 3 members alone. Will is still there, even though they're doing a 2-1 split. But our enemy still got the information on so many squads, and they're really struggling to move on that shift. But the circle goes over to Elevate and Hate Gaming Imperium, and they're going to have to control this one. But it will be really hard because there are so many teams that are going to move at the same time. Will it be too much for them to withstand?
Oh, knocks down backfire. I was going to compliment, and I am complimenting the fact that Warlords have still kept up 3 members strong at this point in the game, but with that knockdown, will it be confirmed? Magic have got to be careful. They've only got 4 players out, and it was Vito that came in to wipe down Magic.
Oh my god, Vito doing such a good amount of work on his own over there. Going to confirm a few more kills for his squad. That's up to 3 so far. But unfortunately, sneaking it through is going to have to go downhill. I don't think that they'll go any further. Hate Gaming losing Neymar, we knew it was going to be quite a lot. But the 2 teams that are supposed to help out each other, they're fighting up against each other. So they're trying to be the king of the hill at this stage. Elevate holding strong with only 3 members.
Elevate looking pretty good. Hey, Gamer also looking strong. We're Vietnamese. Kush getting just behind that crate to stay protected, but Sands are right behind them.
Yeah, they're getting cornered up. Those smokes are buying some valuable time for them. Oh, the shot comes off through on the mini for Navi, and he does its bidding. Switching straight over to GV and Sod. Unfortunately, not able to do too much of an impact. Oh, Warlords from the back, though. They might not be able to pull off the res. Team Warlords doing some good amount of work on that shift. They're being pretty split, but it's doing exactly what it's intended to do, Imperium. Nice one from Sans.
Sorry, that does leave 2 members from Warlords left. Mike's gonna get knocked down. Son, will he get finished? No, he doesn't. He's still in it. And now he goes down at the hands of, I believe, Hate Gaming.
I said it, Elevate and Hate Gaming, they were going to help each other out to gatekeep this area, and then they'll face against each other later on down the line when there's only the 2 remaining squads. But it depends on that circle shift. Sand's going to make a run for it. He's trying to jump out. Oh my god, he's dancing between bullets. But Pocus is there to steal it away. Who will get that one frag? It will be secured by REXPECT, I guess.
I think REXPECT indeed. And now 3 teams left. REXPECT, Elevate, and Hate Gaming. It's 3v3v4. Can Hate take down the chicken dinner? Shots coming out from Elevate. Don't want to name out to push them back a little bit. Or can Rex be the thorn on the side for any of these teams?
Oh, dead center. You know what that means? Elevate and Hate Gaming. Or you fight for that tippity top of the hill, or you got to go downhill in the hands of the team of REXPECT. This is looking pretty scary for all of these teams, actually.
Or what might happen and what should happen is Elevate and Hate should go either side. It's a lot easier for Elevate to actually rotate up towards the northwest and actually go behind REXPECT. Yes, there's a chance they'll still get pinched, but you got to do it now. Time's ticking, my friends. 16 seconds until the blue zone starts closing in, and then you're going to get pinched even more, and you're going to have to rotate down the hill. All the while, REXPECT have just had an easy push to get onto the edge of the circle.
Oh my god, you will see the REXPECT trying to find a position, but they're going to let Hate Gaming and Elevate potentially fight it out between each another as they go downhill. We're going to see MZ getting headshot by Zuku. They are aiming for the high ground. The smokes are buying some valuable time, but Navi still doing a huge amount of work for his squad. REXPECT down an extra member, but doesn't quite get the flush right now. REXPECT off to such a good positioning.
One grenade in that little hood will be the end of 2 members of REXPECT.
Ooh. You see the Hate Gaming Charger trying to run down, but not able to do it quite well. Charger's extremely low. This is looking pretty scary. 1 bullet, and that will be game over, my friend. And Elevate, they're not going to let that happen. It still is a 3v4. Charger able to res back up. But Jervy, he's going to get knocked down. And REXPECT really struggling to hold their own versus the entirety of Hate Gaming and Elevate.
I've got to say, they're being pinched. But Hate Gaming and Elevate are managing each other and REXPECT so expertly. Of course, Hate do have the man advantage as a 4-man squad, but Elevate, they're playing as if they're an 8-man squad the way they're positioning.
The fight's finally coming on through. Pocus gets a really nice first engage on Neymar, trying to create a man advantage even more in their favor. But unfortunately, they're going to lose almost everybody. Zuku extremely low. How is he still alive? Zuku's got no HP, and he get flushed away. Still alive. I don't know how he does it. As he gets rushed upon by Hate Gaming, they're going to get at least 2nd position, but 3rd position over to Elevate, as they now got the high ground position for Hate Gaming.
Will couldn't be the hero of the day for Elevate, but will REXPECT be the heroes for themselves? Jervy playing it very calmly behind the loot crate. He's going to get the level 3 gear. Not B2, knocks down Java on top of the hill, but the high ground can potentially go in the favor of Hate Gaming, and yes, it will is not B2, gets knocked down. Down
to only Caster, but Imperium, if you saw, the circle's actually sitting over them. Oh no, Jervy actually had got knocked away, but he's still up on his knees. But they just got to wait for Hate Gaming to run down, and I'm pretty sure they used most of their smoke stacks against the fight with Elevate. So now, Cast and Jervy, just let the fight come to you and just pick them up one by one.
Okay, Hate does have a small opening. Hey, because when you look at the hood that Caster is in, he cannot see MZ, although Caster knows he's flanked around. Is he going to find MZ? Yes, he does, but it's too much because Hate come in. MZ gets to find a blow and they get the chicken dinner.
Holy moly, guacamole, extra cheese and pepperoni. Navi coming on hot with 8 kills, 2 kills for MZ. That's 10 total with a chicken dinner. They topped it up. Their first chicken dinner of the semi-finals was 30 points. What an absolute domination from them. They struggled a little bit versus Elevate, but at the end of the day, the results are showing up, and Hate Gaming made it through. First chicken dinner of semi-finals. So proud of the boys. They are going to be moving even higher in the standings.
Yeah, and considering they were 4th overall, a very confident result. I loved the circles in that game, though. That finish in La Bandita. Oh, man.
Circle perfect.
Probably one of the best Miramar games I've ever casted, to be perfectly honest. Like, you know, in all of the Miramar games I've ever casted, that was like, I just absolutely loved it. I've got to give a lot of credit to Warlords, though. Yeah, they didn't get a high amount of kills, but you gotta notice the fact that, yeah, okay, they had a good position, but there was a lot of teams down south of La Bandita that could have really put a lot of pressure on them if they had have exposed themselves. But Warlord managed all the teams around them really well and so effectively.
I'm really happy here with REXPECT. I talked about the potential of going in the middle of La Bandita. It was going to be a little bit of a gamble. If the circle was good for you for a few phases, all the teams are going to find themselves on the edge of La Bandita on that mountaintop, which did at the end happen, and they get themselves 2nd position. Not quite a chicken dinner because, of course, it was a gamble, and at the end didn't quite work out for them, but still 2nd position for that gamble. I say day one, jackpot for them.
Jackpot for them, indeed. I do think that REXPECT did play it negatively in the sense of, like, you got to think the circle was pretty much in their favor on the last phase. I don't know why they pushed a little bit too aggressively on the Hate. I know they kind of wanted to try and get the flushes, but if you know that they have to go downhill to you, the way I look at it is that kind of let them come to you and pick them off one by one, and I feel like REXPECT could have handled it a little bit better when they knew Elevate had been taken out by Hate, but they didn't have the information on how many players of Hate were actually down after that engagement.
I think if they, at that moment in time, is or you all defend your shack or you all commit and try and push. The full commit, I think, was their 3 members. Could have had a chance of working out, but you got to do it out the squad. Whatever you do out the squad, and you're automatically increasing your chances of securing himself that win. It didn't quite work out. They didn't do it, but it's still a really nice attempt coming out from REXPECT. Would you have to say that?
True. I would really agree with you there on that 3-man push. It should have been, but that's where the final kind of IGL heated a moment decisions come out, and they will learn from that. Either way, at the end of the day, like, they were 6th overall at the end of up until this game with 5 kills in 2nd place. Like, come on, they're doing exactly what they need to. You know, as a team that aren't exactly super dominating, they're going for the placements, they're going for the safe plays, and they're executing it so well.
Yeah. There you go. Really happy of the boys. Elevate, 3rd position. You know what? They had a little bit of a harder game on Sanhok last time, but here on Miramar, a lot bigger, a lot wider, a lot more focus on rotations. Elevate, they shined right there, and they give themselves 8 kills and a 3rd position. Kind of points you're trying to get and achieve consistently throughout every single game. So Elevate, hoping they can get another great game on the last map of the day, which will be on Vikendi.
Yeah, I still think sorry, not Vikendi, but Elevate are kind of shaking off the roughness of the group stage. I still think they're easily still warming up. There's a lot more to come out from Elevate. Like, you got to think that if they hadn't have lost K-Last early on, how much more pressure would they have been able to put on the teams that were on the north side of La Bandita? How much more pressure would they been able to put on Hate Gaming? You know, so that's where it counts. Like, you know, Miramar is a map out of all the maps where you need a full squad up. The team that won the game had all 4 members up. It speaks for itself.
Exactly, keeping your members up is great, and that is also why Cream struggled a little bit at the end with still Vito. They got 3 points for his team at least, so he made up a little bit for that, but at the end it's still a little bit unfortunate, so you want to try and stay together as much as you can early on. But there you go, that was our game of Miramar for today. We'll be going for a very short break, and game number 4 is going to be on Vikendi, and I can't wait to jump straight into the action. We'll be back in just about 5-10 minutes, and we'll see you straight there. And there we have it, ready to jump to our final game of the day. Of course, it's going to be on Vikendi. Insane game so far. 2 first games are a little bit hectic. Game number 3 a little bit calmer, but late game straight on La Bandita. Some spicy action today, that's for sure. And I can't wait to see if Vikendi is about to deliver once more some great action for you beautiful people at home. Imperium, final game. What are your thoughts?
Honestly, I'm really happy with the way some of these teams are performing, especially compared to group stages. 2 teams I definitely want to mention is WAVietnamese and LAKONOSTRA. 2 teams who just are constantly getting solid results. 7, 8, 9, 10 points. They're just constantly staying in there. And one thing to note, I know they were the group stages, so there's always that difference there, but the 16th place team from the group stages got an average points per game of 8.42. I know that was over 12 games compared to 10 games we're having in the semis, but it's still something to think about for these teams, that if you get an average of 8 to 10 points per game, I would like to think you're pretty much guaranteed a top 16 spot.
Oh, definitely. Like, they're just cruising through. They're not getting the chicken dinners or doing like huge insane things, but they're consistently up there. And at the end of the day, that is what is important. You're still not fighting for the spot to the regional finals. That's when you're gonna have to pull off those huge plays to be worthy of making it through the Imperium. Back on to Vikendi, and this will be the last game of day 2 of the semi-finals.
Are we showing the overall standings, or did you already
put
them on our screens? Okay. Just something to point out with the overall standings is that the top 9 teams have all played, as of this moment, 3 extra games ahead of 10th place team, which is Red Reserve. Throne have also played 3 extra games, as have AK-47. So really, there's going to be a huge shift after tomorrow's games.
I mean, in tier 1 lobbies, you are kind of expecting all the teams that had more games to be at the top. Otherwise, it would be a little bit weird, but
true.
Kind of easy to predict that one. But tomorrow, things are going to get definitely put up into shambles, as we are just going to pan on over these players. Some very interesting skins, not gonna lie. Very original ones, but that is fine. We'll be seeing where this playing path will be taking us. And together we shall play. Together we shall cast Imperium.
And together we shall see some amazing plays in the world of Vikendi in this last game of the evening, in the semi-finals of the EU stage. This is day 2. The teams had 2 games yesterday, and now with the 4 games today, they want to grab as many points as they can, because after the 4th game today, they will have been 2/3 of the way through their semi-final games.
Things are getting spicy. Instead of 6 stages in the group stage, we only got 4 in the semis, so you have to have some good impacts ASAP, and every bad game will come and impact you even harder than what I did in the group stage. We'll be seeing. Here we go anyway. Playing path a little bit high up north. Dobre Mesto over to Peshkova. So not too much of an issue. The south might be a little bit far, but anyways, you know where the car spawns are. So most of the teams should be able to get their positions under control.
And it's funny because I've noticed in the past, like, teams tend to prefer the south side of Vikendi, which I find personally a little bit weird. But I've noticed that there always seems to be cluster of teams on the south side. The phase 1 circle is a little bit up north, a bit to the east, but it's still overall quite central and safe for phase 1.
Yeah, a good phase. Thing you've got to keep into account, right, is that river. Teams that can hold compounds next to rivers could hit the absolute jackpot by just flushing out teams trying to cross too late. So setting up camp there is like, it's a good investment at this stage, I would say, and you're not taking any risk by doing so.
Cream split dropping. You have Magic and GSMC in the same location on the south side, and then you have WAVietnamese who are on your screens having Hate Gaming close by.
G-Space and Magic. Going to be showing a little compound here. Hopefully it won't go too bad. G-Space, they can't afford more bad results. They really need this fight. or need to fight, maybe even try and avoid the fight, I would even say, because Magic, their team that has been shown what they can do, and going against them early, I would say, don't do it if you can. Well, that was a long range. If Pocus got that, I would have been genuinely surprised.
Hocus pocus, Alakazam, I'm going to use a nump in the palm of my hands.
Rappers that Eminem would never be dared to diss. Too scared.
You can't teach it. You just can't teach it, see.
Just pure skill.
Are there
any famous Irish rappers, like internationally?
There is a guy that did tour with Snoop Dogg recently, I believe. And there's a few kind of popular ones. It has its own culture. I'm not really into it in Ireland, but I believe, you know, it's quite healthy.
Maybe it can be the first international big Irish rapper Imperium.
What would be my rapper name? Would it be MC Gingerboy or MC Gingerbeard?
It'll be Lil Ump.
Oh my god! Yes. Oh my god. Oh my god, Lil Ump.
Lil Ump. There you go.
Yeah.
We have it. Imperium's rapper name.
Hey, look, maybe I should just rebrand myself from Imperium to Lil Ump. You know, that's it.
Lil Ump 45.
Yeah.
Perfect. I like it. We're going to be panning over to the squads real quick. We're going to be seeing next. They got pretty good loot up their sleeve already. I'm seeing a UMP on the floor. That's fired right there, but... Oh, Navi. Don't get next to compound. This is a risk it is not worth taking. And they're going to hear those footsteps. Well, they got the cavalry joining from the backside. Neymar's going to go for it, but I don't like where this is going. But Andy, oh my god, how did that happen so quickly? Okay, Andy's going to be the first member down. And Herb going to try his best to hold it, but now they got the position away. They're going to try and confirm those frags, but I did not expect Next to allow that compound to be taken so fast.
No, see, Andy got distracted by the sound of a vehicle. Didn't realize there's somebody, of course, walking. Got caught out.
I think they were also in the midst of looting right there, so it was a little bit harsh for them. Andy, the res. Oh, slim chance of the res coming through. But Navi and Neymar, they're going to try and join it. But here it is, the carry joining up. 2 members. Next, going to try and join the fray, get more involved, trying to maybe shut down Hate Gaming on this engagement. But unfortunately, on the other side of the road, they're not going to have too much of an impact.
It's definitely going to be hard for the remaining members of Next to have a huge impact. However, Next are holding them off. He hears the shots hard. 1v2.
Oh, he had the good weapon to try and do it too, but unfortunately, was no chance. They split up a little bit once they entered the room. And Next like, okay, well, that's done. That's game over. We're just going to get back to another position. And we saw what 2-member teams can do.
Honestly, it's healthy. It's fine. Next, you know what? Just kind of play safe. Get into a more central area of the circle. Maybe head towards Podvosto would be a little bit risky without knowing there's nobody there. And just play safe for the late game.
I mean, Next, they only need 12 more points to hit the 100 bomb. I don't know what I have with a 100 bomb. Like, I don't know what's my...
I don't know what it is.
Is it like my PUBG Mobile kink? I don't know. Just
like,
100 points.
whatever you do in your own time, you know, whatever you're into, once it's in the privacy of your own home, that's fine by me, man.
Oh my god. Also nice, 100 points. Yeah, okay.
Max says like, talk dirty to me. 100 bomb. Oh yeah.
Oh, that hits the spot. But Elevate, they already had a wheel towards Podvosto. They're going to send it back. Members of the team to join back. So the scouts' job's been done for Will. So I do definitely enjoy it. But where's the rest of Phantom's team? I don't know. The costuming. Oh no.
You know what I love about this game so far? A lot of teams rotating towards the center of the circle early on. Really love to see that. Mount Kresnik could be a top spot for a team to hold on to. It's a vast area. It's a little bit like Everest. But if you can hold on to it, and the circle stays in that area, it can really pay off for you.
It's basically like Everest, but it's a plateau instead. But Team Warlords, they're going to get breached upon by LAKONOSTRA. They're going to fight back pretty nicely. They're going to get 2 down. That's a Nori. Down for the count. Team Warlords trying to be a little bit unpredictable, trying to move around with the MP5K, but they can't do it just yet. At least on that rooftop, just let them push. for you to shut them down. But yeah, Inori, unfortunately, that res seems pretty sure that will not be coming on through. And very unfortunate.
Where's Red X?
Ooh, nice break.
Nice!
Coming out from Alicia, but unfortunately went too far out of that room and will allow them to get the initial knockdown once again. But Red X was maybe the third party of the century there. Well, third party is still his team, but as a one-man army, trying to get some impact. But he knows he can't do anything much out there. So he's going to lose his 3 members and have to remain as a one-man army.
I'm curious as to what the idea was with LAKONOSTRA in that situation. You know, I'd have to look back on that, to be perfectly honest, Max, and see what went down properly. It all happened kind of so quickly that I didn't really fully process it. But either way, Warlords did come out on top.
Yeah, Team Warlords, great engagement, even though they were the ones getting breached. No, hey gaming. The winners of last game on Miramar. Miramar got a lot of similarities when you see Vikendi in terms of like the open space has been easily peeked out. So happy to see if they can get back-to-back like they did in the group stage.
Hey, no. There's a team down below. They must have spotted GSMC down that hill. They really must have. If they didn't, then they need to go to Specsavers. If nobody knows that that's an I place.
I don't think it will result in too much happening at this time. An eye socket?
No, an eye doctor, basically.
An eye doctor?
Yeah, oh my god, I forgot the word. Anyway, I'm going to get rid of
that's a good question.
That, but there you go. Yeah, but see, you're French. I wouldn't expect you to know, lol. As PedjaDBoys, they're probably the last team to rotate into circle on phase 1, which, you know what, I'm okay with. There's plenty of space, and that's a rock.
It's a rock indeed. I'm really checking on Google right now. Eye doctor. I want to know now. I need my answers. I need answers. It's called an ophthalmologist.
Okay.
There you go. Answers for us to Imperium. The spray coming out from her being pretty on point. You saw what he could do earlier with some bolt action. Now, I'm going to rain it down. Not able to do too much, but still top killers suffering a little bit of damage.
We don't just bring the hype, we bring the education in this time. The people who are stuck at home, the kids who are stuck at home, they still need their education. We're here to provide it, Max.
I don't know. There you go. You were expecting something? I don't know.
So should we solve a math equation while we're on the down low as well?
Okay, go for it. Hit me.
If you have 5 baguettes and you multiply it by 25 baguettes, how many baguettes do you have?
5 baguettes times 25. That's 125. But then results into 0.
125 what?
Baguettes.
There you go. Good answer.
I mean, if I'm there, there's not going to be any more baguettes anyways, because yeah, you know.
Fair enough. Okay.
That's fine. So there you go. Didn't forget to add me to the equation, but you know what? Red X, he wants to be a part of the equation as he rains it down. Unfortunately, not going to result in too much being done, but they want to try and get on Mount Kresnik Imperium. We talked about it, how good it would be of a position to get onto, but it's also a pretty hard position to breach. And teams are slowly going to learn that the hard way.
Yeah, really good stuff by Magic. They held on to. They're pushing teams back, and that's going to be a good start for them. The final player of LAKONOSTRA is in the vicinity of Magic. Cream are coming down. Or coming kind of up the side of Mount Kresnik from the north. The phase 2 does center up. And once again, the majority of the teams are inside the circle bar, kind of just about throwing an OVN.
I said it right. Every bridge compound is going to be so good. REXPECT, they already set up camp in a nice central position. WAVietnamese got a position that is kind of similar. Same for GSMC. So I like where these teams are trying to play around. Trying to flush out teams rotating a little bit later down in this game. Hey Gaming don't have that kind of positioning though, but they got high ground, which is also damn valuable, especially on Vikendi.
Yeah, plus they've been kind of looking at teams rotating kind of around them for the last essentially 5 to 6 minutes. There is GSMC, and now there's We Are Vietnamese. That is valuable, information. That is valuable info that they can use come the next circle. However, one thing I fear is that they haven't pushed teams back enough, which means they could be third-partied come the next circle or two.
Even though it's Vikendi, like, third parties aren't all that common, but what is coming is compound breaches Imperium, which are going to be knocked away instantly. Can at least do the role of IGL for his squad. Exile going to be knocked away. That's a one-on-one trade-off between these two squads, but Daddy unfortunately peeking his head through that little crack in the wall. Not going to work out too good. Top Killers, they know this is their time to strike, while Ninny is still remaining on the backside, trying to buy his time for his team. Not sure that will be working out for them, but Azzy and Hackshot, can they make the 2v2 play on the left side actually work out? Well, Zart tried to go for the flank. It did not pay off at all. And that means the Ninny's going to be the last member standing. Where's that Thompson? And it will be versus Hackshot, has got no HP. How is he still alive?
The Westmead lad is going to try and come out clutch and get the revive. Will he be able to get a health kit off in the meantime? He doesn't have any first aid kits. He only has bandages. There are PedjaDBoy team rotating away close by. They will get 2 revives for Top Killers in the meantime. I will, of course, put them at the man advantage.
Oh my god. Unfortunately, they give them enough time to res back up on both sides. That means we'll be back to a 3v3, even though it was a 1v1 just recently. But Azzy and Hackshot, you got to res back up now. 1 bullet and you are gone. Well, back over to a one-man army of Team Warlords. Backfire is going to be down, unfortunately. But back over to this fight. We want to see how this one will be closing up in the next upcoming potential seconds.
Ninny has the high ground, but it is open by the side of the wall. Daddy hides, cowers as he tries to heal up. Top Killers, they need all the points that they can get. They need this squad fight. Currently lying in 23rd place in the overall standing. A nice smoke from Daddy to just kind of create more space and to take the vision away from Top Killers.
They're trying to block it out. Unfortunately, it's not to the right area was expecting, but Perpex is knocked. Ninny, if you want to go for that res, you might put yourself in a little bit of danger. Giving Daddy though to res back up with those bandages, looking pretty good. But some nades would be absolutely spawned as they going for the flank, and it's paying off absolutely insanely well. Now they're going to go for the res. Perpex extremely low, 1 bullet away from death. The real deal, they're now got to try and breach it. And no smokes are actually coming in pretty damn valuable, as now they're going to get back together. The real deal, communication synergy is what you need to take this fight.
Ninny, Pubex are standing. It's 3 against 2, but the real deal players are hurt. They're damaged. As Hackshot with the Uzi outside the building. Ninny's protecting on the upstairs. You do have also Pupex to the other side that is able to provide the extra level of vision. That's stopping the real deal from going up the stairs. Great positioning from Top Killers.
I love it. What they could even do if they want to try and play really aggressive is actually send one down the stairs and one to jump out of the rooftop. That would be a really aggressive playstyle, which I would personally not recommend, but they could definitely give that one a shot. They still got some molly, still got some utility. Surprised I haven't used all of it yet, but it's not going to result in too much being done. Top Killers really trying to buy as much time as they can, but they are doing great at just denying the push from the real deal. Oh, back over to Cream and REXPECT. They're going to go for the breach with 2 members. Kalimos and Reeves doing some work, sending Caster to the grave. Jervy's going to be alone versus Kalimos and Reeves doing just so much work as a 2-man army. Now they're clearing up the compound. They want this building. This is our new house. We bought it. We put our mortgage up. So we want to set up and put our IKEA stuff in there.
Oh, as Cream Esports, they need this good result to be perfectly honest. They haven't had the cleanness of days as Marty get the knockdown on the Watson, just leaving not B2 left on his own, trying to heal up. The breach is coming up. They're going in. Marty's going to climb out. Is the squadron going to come through? The drop shot, 1 knockdown, but it's not enough because the Cream rises and takes down REXPECT.
It's moving day. Get the hell out of my house. There you go. The real deal. Back versus Top Killers. The fight is still ongoing. Nothing's still breaking out, unfortunately. Those smokes just buying so much time. The real deal was 3 members. Still surprised they haven't got this shot down, but there you go. They get the initial one. This is your time to strike. Don't let them enough time to res back up again. And Ninny knows exactly what the hell is happening. He has to hold on to that staircase, try and go for the solo flush, but unfortunately, going to get absolutely surrounded, absolutely battered by the real deal. They do get 1 member knocked, but he will get put back on his feet in a matter of seconds.
The real deal handed Top Killers their eviction notice and told them to get the hell out of here. Magic's trying to do the exact same thing to Hate, as Skirp does take a bit of damage and will have to heal himself up.
It will be A-OK. Imperium Magic, a little bit on a higher ground position, though. The 2-2 split set up so far by Hate Gaming. I absolutely love it. G-Space, of course, on a rooftop. You're playing on Vikendi, so rooftops are the meta in terms of peeking. Yep. I don't think they're going to get too much out of this. Maybe just a little bit of knock, maybe stealing a few kills away, but at the end of the day, not going to result in a big advantage getting taken. But was that Elevate? Shooting from so far? Jesus.
Yeah, from across the river. But to be honest, like where G-Space are, they're in Podvostal. There's plenty of buildings, plenty of rooftops. Honestly, if they get knocked down, if one player gets knocked down, they're going to be pretty safe. But will Magic be safe as they are giving a little bit too much space for Hate to get closer to them on that 2-2 split?
I feel kind of sad for Red Reserve for not being in this game because they love dropping Podvosto. So this will be a perfect circle for them, but Psycho gets knocked away from a distance. AK-47 also trying to potentially play on the rooftops, and they want to try and take Podvosto for themselves because Podvosto, unfortunately, doesn't have a high team capacity. So might want to try and take that one if you can, unless you play in like the open area of where AK-47 are currently located. But I think that going for the area to hold so far by GSMC would be really valuable for them.
I think Podvosto is the kind of area where you can hold two teams, but
not more than that, really.
Well, yeah, and also it's not even that safe as Jaja does knock down Master. That's going to leave 3 players left. Jaja, with such an excellent position on top of that rock, gives so much scope into the buildings where Magic are.
Really struggling to get the flash, but unfortunately Naya a little bit too slow. Walk in there, and we'll be seeing him die. Back over all. Can he get MZ? Shoot it out. He does connect one first bullet, but it will not be a knockdown for them.
I'm really liking this Vikendi game. The circles have been not too crazy. The teams have rotated into the circles very quickly. Yes, we do have 13 teams and 41 players alive. We have lost quite a good few players, but I really like this game. I do fear for Magic, though. They've given far too much space to Hate Gaming. They've allowed Hate to create a blanket around Magic's location.
We had an exact kind of circle like this during the Pro U scrims. Actually, all the teams that were Mount Krasnik, if it shifts over north, south, or east, they're all going to have to go downhill. That's going to be specifically Magic, Hate Gaming, and LAKONOSTRA. So, I would say, if it does shift away from you, you've got to shift instantaneously when you see phase 5, because otherwise you're going to get absolutely destroyed by all the teams holding the water compounds.
True, and I do think Mount Krasnik, generally speaking, is a little bit of an easier mountain/hill to disengage from. But like you said, the core point is that you do it early. You are dead right with that one, Max, as we are Vietnamese, trying to find whereabouts the members of AK-47 are on the edge of Podvosto.
A Groza. Damn it. It's so sad. I said it would be so good if Red Reserve were here because it's Podvosto finished. It would be good if Terror were here because you got a great weapon that I'm sure Broccoli would love to play with. So feels bad to not have them here, Group C, but it is A-OK. But look at that positioning of OVN. I said it, playing the edge of river compounds are so valuable, especially next to bridges. OVN, if it shifts towards them, they got one of the best positions in this entire late game stage.
If it shifts up north, it's going to be incredibly hard for Throne and we are Vietnamese. If I were Throne, I would actually get into the water, swim across, and rotate up the northeast of the map. Of course, we know that with hindsight, but I wonder how much do they know? As we are Vietnamese, go for a dangerously central road location right past Magic, Hate, GSMC. Hey, look, if it works, all credit to them, but I don't think it will.
I mean, Hate Gaming, they centralized their firepower. They got one knockdown on GV. They're going to try and breach the compound away from Cream. It's time for you to move out this time around, but there you go. Kutch is going to get knocked out. And oh my God. Snap your finger, and that's the entirety of We Are Vietnamese gone.
Well, I questioned the rotation. Like, right
in the open,
what do you expect? You're going to get punched from teams of all angles. Cream were able to take advantage of that all the while. Maraud gets knocked down, leaving Skirp and Niha left standing.
Skirp is going to be left on his own, though, on this section, so he's going to try and deal with it as best as he possibly can, but Naya will be a casualty. Will be now pushing. Sees MZ potentially very soon trying to pre-fire, but unfortunately he's in the building now. He gets a good fight back versus MZ, but MZ can't commit. He knows he's one bullet away from death. And oh my God, how is Skirp doing it? But no, at the end of the day, will not be working out for him. Hate Gaming to get the team squad wipeout, and Magic will get eliminated in 10th position.
Yeah, like I said, at the end of the day, Magic gave too much space and they paid the price in the end. But credit where credit is due to Hate, who really picked the right moment to engage. As Throne are on the river.
The fights are breaking out left, right, and center. Imperium. Elevate still got their members over there. Gonna have to try and shift away from that shack eventually, so looking pretty scary. But once again, OVN, the circle in their favor. Absolute gift from the heavens. Let's see if they can use it to their full potential. While Throne, you said they should go into water, but it's frozen, so they can't.
Yeah, I did forget that area of the river is frozen rather than water. I would have liked to have seen them go more east, but it's still not a bad spot, and they are going to punish GSMC.
Maybe instead of swimming, they can go for some ice skating while we try and find some nice positions. But down south, you know it's going to break out between AK-47 and GSMC.
Nice.
Now they get the first initial knockdown, while Throne trying to put some gatekeeping positioning into play on this river. They get the first one onto Thunder. Can they get the flushes now?
Twist gets knocked down at the hands of AK-47. AK-47 don't care who it is. They'll take anybody out. It's the exact same with Throne, as GSMC are just trying to hold on to the edge of the circle by the skin of their teeth. Now the next phase has once again shifted up north, right into the palm of the hands of OVN and PedjaDBoy.
Just as a piece of information, we did confirm that AK-47 got eliminated in 9th position. While now GSMC, they got a nice high ground position on Throne that doesn't have too much coverage. Boris is going to try and cross the river. This is a risky move, but can you make it pay out? No, he can't. And the flush instantly will be coming through from AIM.
By the way, I made a mistake by saying PedjaDBoy. They did go out earlier on. I actually meant the real deal. Apologies about that, KZS. Out in the open. You've got Cream looking right in their sights. What kind of push is that? Thrown without any smokes? Come on!
Ooh, can you get Vinyl? No, can't quite connect it. Still down to mid HP. A few nades if they push on them would be great, but they know they can't stay in this fight any longer. The circle has shifted away from them. They've got to try and make it through, and they've got an open forest to go through, which is looking pretty grim for them.
Okay, AIM, you don't have a double vector, but channel the power of the double vector in the final moments of this game. Don't laugh, Max. The vector power is real. I believe it. Just like unicorns are real. Vector power is real. KRZ, what are you doing? Is it worth looting? The hands are getting knocked down.
Maybe they're trying to get as much utility as they can to try and make it through this riverbank, because I don't think it's going to go too good for them. Elevate on their own side of this game. Zuku gets scattered out. BT trying to get the initial knockdown, but I love the position of Cream. Going to gatekeep the south and also get some intel on Elevate. And Throne trying their best to make it through. They lose Venetu and Naranx, but they get KZS there. So at least you know what? That's a 1 out of 3 success rate.
I don't know how it's working for Throne. How are they not dead? As Zugu gets taken out by OVN. That's Elevate down in 7th. We're down to the top 6 teams. 17 players left as Venitu goes down, leaving KRZ last man standing. You still have AIM from GSMC, but taking a lot of damage to the blue zone.
If you have some river compounds in the center of the circle shift in phase 1 and in phase 2, you know it's good to get there, and this is why Cream and OVN have such a good potential of taking this chicken dinner, and they know exactly how to use it to its full potential. There's only 5 teams remaining. It's going to be the real deal. Hate Gaming, Cream, and OVN.
Here's the thing, though. Hate Gaming are in a 2-2 split. They're on their own on the west side, of course. The next phase is going to pop up and it is going to center right into the palm of the hands of OVN. Cream have not too difficult of an entryway into the circle, but they're going to have to play it safe. Navy on the jet ski just about manages to survive.
That was definitely really risky, but finally we're going to see these compounds getting shifted away from. That means we might have a fight just in that riverbank section, and teams that can try and get themselves there might allow the other teams to fight each other out before trying to steal the game away. And I think the one team that could definitely do that would be the real deal. Get to the boat right now.
The real deal doing some good work, but they have to try and push OVN out. They are near some rocks. They cannot push forward until they know that they have every angle covered, and right now they don't. They've got Hate Gaming to one side, they've got OVN to the other side. Yeah, Cream aren't rotating through, but the second they do, they're going to be right into the hands of the real deal.
Really good points, but here we go, the real deal. They're going to have to move on forward. It's only 20 seconds. OVN, they need to have to move out. Today it's also Cream. They know they have to give that compound away. They make it through to the rocky positioning next to the bridge. At least they're now in circle, and they can focus on shutting down all these teams trying to find a better position to call home.
The two members of Hate Gaming on top of the hill trying to provide cover to allow the other two members of Hate to make an entryway into the circle, but it's definitely not looking good for Hate, as Neymar is just so low on health. MZ is knocked down. Now the push from Hate Gaming to try and get into the circle. They're going to go right near the real deal.
That's the position I said the real deal should have tried to take, but unfortunately it couldn't because so many teams had an angle on them. They make it through. If they can get to the boat, this would be great, but Frost explodes that card. That's going to put Jaja out of commission completely. MZ, unfortunately in the blue, going to have to tank it up and bleed out to it, but Navi, we saw what he could do on his own. And can he repeat that amount of success on Vikendi?
Once again, Max, OVN in the top 4. Once again, OVN as a full squad. One by one, step by step, they get ever closer to the top of the standings.
The Ranger of Vikendi. These guys are doing absolutely insanely well. OVN with still 4 members, none of them getting knocked away. They keep raining down bullets upon them, but Frost, being the solo ranger, he's going to try and sneak up on Cream, and they have no idea.
Frost looking to be the infiltrator. He's looking to be the, what's that kind of person that blends in, undercover cop, so to speak, for OVN.
On the very limit, he's also got this rocky terrain to play with, though he's going to be normally away from harm and from the pressure set up by Cream. They should be able to hear his footsteps pretty soon, but this is it. Shifting away from every single mainland area, straight on top of the river. These rocks will not be in play anytime soon for OVNEsport or Cream, and they know they've got to go downhill, and this might be the opportunity for Hate Gaming or the real deal to steal this chicken dinner away.
The only thing that's stopping Frost from moving forward is the fact that the real deal and Nate are still in it. He's not being spotted by Cream, so that could work out as Cream push onto OVN.
Trying their best to get the initial knockdown. They know that when they do it, it's going to release some pressure, but they're going to go with the cars, which is definitely pretty risky, but they make it a little bit lower, trying to get Kalimos back into play. They know that every single member will indeed count if they want to take the entire fight versus OVN, but they're going to go down to not get into the hands of the real deal, which I think is a super smart play coming out from OVN.
Just like that, Neve gets in behind the rock, gets closer to the circle. Cream are being punished. They're hurt, they're damaged, but they're still in it, Max. They're always still in it. They never stop until they're down.
They go, 2 teams remaining. It's going to be OVN versus Cream. And we'll be seeing which one can take it. OVN, they having so many members get knocked away, but when you see Cream, 2 of their members were indeed flushed out. Another will bleed out and killed by the play zone. Victor is not going to get res back up, I do believe, unfortunately, from a different position. But now the fact that you got Frost still over there is great to have him play, but he gets knocked out, and Novas is going to have to take this one as a one-man army, and the smokes are allowing him to push upon the position of Cream.
Oh, he's not going for the revive. He's out in the open. Neve against Marley.
No
Marley's
way.
in the smoke. Now he's dancing around the rock. Novus has gotten closer. It comes down to this 1v1. The jump, the push. Will Marley close it out? No, he won't. OVN, take the chicken dinner.
Oh my flipping god, 5 kills for Frost, 5 kills for Novas, Victor with a 1, and they secure themselves this dub, the last dub of the day, the last dub of day 2 of the semi-finals. And OVN, that was absolutely spot on. From rotation, from teamfight synergy, from also sending flanks over with Frost to get intel on the position of Cream. Everything was spot on. OVN slowly becoming one of my favorite teams and becoming one of the best teams in all of Europe.
Man, like, Frost waited. One could say he waited a little bit too late to engage on the Cream, but at the end of the day, he got that crucial knock onto the second last player of Cream. And what that gave was the perfect time for Novas to go across that frozen river. Now, on the side of Cream, unfortunately, I will say that was a tiny mistake by Marley. I know he was in the smoke, But you gotta know that they knew where OVN were. Yeah, they got surprised by Frost. It was just that tiny mistake from Marley, just that tiny lack of clinch that gave Novas the chance to go across the road, and fair play, Novas took advantage.
I don't know who popped them smokes, but the smokes were so much in favor of OVN. It was just denying the visibility away from Marley, and I think that's what put the pressure on him, because if he had information, he maybe would have committed to all the res or the peak. But there was just like putting a little bit of, he was unsure, he had no idea, what can I do? And he had to pick the fight at the very end, because also let's not forget that the kills were not flush. So maybe in that moment he was like, is there one member only? Are there two? I don't know.
But from my point of view, it's Marley seemed hesitant whether to go for the res. That's where I think the mistake was. He looked hesitant, and that's what gave Novas the time. I'm actually really interested to talk to Marley and see what his mindset was in that moment. Like, look, at the end of the day, you can't deny what Cream did. Second place with 10 kills. Come on, like, they played brilliantly. Like I said, they're always in it until they're literally not in it. Like, they just don't give up. But OVN at the end of the day did get the better of them.
Ah, there you go. I'm so happy that I called out OVN on day one of the semi-final. Like, they are so good, and I'm loving how they're pulling off their performances. And I said it, maybe people will start taking me a little bit more seriously when you have phase 1 or phase 2 dead center above a river, and you've got so many compounds around that river. Take control. It's such a good investment for the long term. And they're the two teams that went for those two specific compounds, Cream and OVN, first and second position respectively. What a surprise.
Plus the real deal.
Also,
they deserve a lot of respect. 7 kills, 3rd place. They were on the north side. And like I said, I've noticed with Vikendi, all the teams have a tendency to, or the majority of the teams have a tendency of going on the south side of the map. That means there's a lot more space on the north for the teams who land up there to get a nice position. That's exactly what the real deal did. And then Warlords, sorry, not Warlords, should I say Hate Gaming, getting a nice 4th coming down from Mount Crescent, getting the better of Magic. And look, they did. They were pinched coming downhill. They had multiple teams around them, but they still did a solid job in the end.
Imperium, to close today's semi-finals, we are going to be checking out the standings. Do we start by the lower section and build up? I think that would be good for suspense.
Yeah, lower section, build it up.
Lower section, because I think we've got some pretty interesting stats up there. We'll keep you guys updated in time. But there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. The lower 12 teams so far. And there you have it. Red Reserve, they've got pushed back, but they still will be playing tomorrow as they are part of Group C. Magic, though, struggling a little bit today. Definitely not the performance they were aiming to achieve.
Yeah, same with PedjaDBoy and GS. Well, actually, no. GSMC had a much better day, Max, climbing up to 15th. Last game in Vikendi was the least they needed to end the day. Definitely PedjaDBoy did drop down the standings, but it's not the end of the world for them. They still hold on to top 16. However, the unfortunate thing is, you know, the likes of MVP, Terror, Dope, etc., UDR, everybody other than literally top killers, the bottom half, still have 4 games to play.
All right. Top killers, you got to step up them performances if you have a chance to go to the finals of the European region. What we see in Imperium, I propose we move towards the top 12 after 2 days of semi-finals. 3, 2, 1, let's have a little taste, as Cream Esports will be the first teams in the semi-finals to hit the 100-point bomb, and they do it in grand fashion with 2 chicken dinners, 38 kills, 62 positioning points. That shows their consistency in their rotations and their positioning throughout all of their semi-final games.
True, but I'm going to throw not a spanner in the works, but OVN 4th place, 12 points behind, and they've only had 1 chicken dinner. Yeah, okay, they haven't had a high amount of kills, although it's not far off from Cream, but 56 placement points. To me, that's overall better consistency than the likes of Cream.
They're only 1 point behind Next and Hate Gaming, so they're almost on equal standings for 2nd position. That's how close these top teams are. And I'm just absolutely so honored to be able to cast these games because I did not expect to have such an intense and close action already in the semi-finals. I thought this might happen a little bit further down, like in the regional finals, like finals.
Or in the finals, yeah.
And coming so early, I'm genuinely surprised, and I'm absolutely loving every second of it.
Yeah, plus REXPECT, 5th place, 61 points. They haven't got a chicken dinner. They haven't got a high amount of kills. But man, they're just always there. They're staying in there. Hey, same with LAKONOSTRA, 45 points, 10th place. It's only after 6 games. It's only about like 6 or 7 points per game, give or take. But it's getting closer to being where they need to be to stay in the top 16. It is important to mention though, Max, that the top 12 teams have all played 4 extra games than the likes of Red Reserve in 13th place.
We're definitely going to have to take that into consideration for Group C. They definitely have a lot of potential to make it through. Definitely knowing like a few of the teams that are in Group C. You got teams such as Terra Esports, Red Reserve, even Accelerate that started playing recently, very aggressive on day 1 of the semi-finals. So I can't wait to see what they can do.
Yeah.
But these teams are ready to just show up to the party and claim back their respective spots for the finals of this region. The Imperium, the action was just absolutely insane. I could not ask for a better second day of semi-finals here. And day 3 is going to be upon us pretty soon. It's going to be here in just about 24 hours. It's going to be Group A versus Group C. And of course, with the same schedule as today, Erangel, Sanhok, Miramar, and Vikendi.
And what's really important about tomorrow is that the teams in Group A next, hey, real deal, top killers, especially AK-47, Warlords, Throne, and GSMC. Those teams will play their final 4 games in the semi-final. We talked about it in the group stage. After tomorrow, the fate of their overall position will be out of their hands.
Yeah, their fate will be in the air, and I can't wait to see if they can have the performance of a lifetime before they call it quits for the semi-finals. We'll be checking that one out. But guys, thank you so much for checking out today's broadcast. Brought to you by myself and Imperium. It was an absolute pleasure to bring you the action you all know and love. We're back tomorrow, of course, 8 p.m. CET. Didn't say GMT this time. Big brain Max man. And also 7 p.m. GMT if you live over there in the UK. Thanks so much for watching. We'll see you all tomorrow for some more PMCO action. Bye-bye.